scores to festival scores. Every beat of the sports world drops here. Live from the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone on the grounds of one of the most iconic music festivals in the country. This is Summerfest Saturday. Here's Alex Strouf and Josh DiMaggio.
Good start as always. Week 2, Summerfest Saturday, 94.5 ESPN. That's Josh DiMaggio, the legendary cackle. I'm Alex Strouf, hanging out with you for the next 3 hours from the world's largest music festival. Day 6 of 9. Nice. Here at Summerfest. Megan Thee Stallion, your amphitheater headliner tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know
We're
that.
going to be shaking rumps here at Summerfest. That's what we're getting after today. Shaking a little rump.
Please don't. Let you sit in this, yeah.
What? Yeah, let me sit in it, baby. We're partying. It's a Saturday night on the lakeshore. We're going to be having fun with Megan Thee Stallion, your American Family Insurance Amphitheater headliner, tonight as the second weekend comes to a close here at Henry Meyer Festival Park. Beautiful day. A little bit chillier than last week, but perfect weather. 73 degrees, high of 76 today. No storms expected. Going to be an awesome Saturday here at Summerfest, so make sure you get down here and enjoy all the festivities, which I know Joshy and I surely will throughout the day today. Joshy, good to see you. I was off yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to say hello to you. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. It's been, usually we do Mr. Irrelevant on YouTube, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yep.
Something's happened since the last time we've been able to speak in person.
Yeah.
And I've been itching to talk about it. It's been a topic across pretty much every radio program we do here.
Yeah, look, Matt LaFleur not being in the top 10 PFF list is a real shame.
From the author of 8 swings and misses with a pitching wedge, from the artist behind one of the most viral moments in ESPN Milwaukee history, the 3-cone drill, where it looked like you had bones that were reattached surgically, the least bend anybody's ever had.
Yeah.
You went out and threw a first pitch.
I did.
And you delivered in a way that truly only you can at this point. You are a one-of-one lack of athlete.
Well, I'd like to say thanks once again to our friends at the Lakeshore Chinooks for having us
Shout
on
out the
Wednesday.
Chinooks.
It was a really fun time at Capco Park. Both Kyle Wallace and myself from KBN threw out the first pitch at Capco Park. Ben Brust was our catcher. Kyle went first. He bounced it in. We did not know until about 2 hours prior to that Kyle would also be throwing out a first pitch.
See, the bounce, I know you want a little bit narrative to be on him for not delivering a strike.
Yeah, notice how nobody's talking about that.
The bounce is acceptable. The bounce is you just delivered it a little too. Ben had a nice scoop there. Saved that dog, which was in danger there.
It was.
The bounce you see. The bounce is, if you would have bounced it in, I don't think we're talking about your pitch on
Especially
Thursday.
3 days removed.
Yes, correct. If you would have bounced it, that would have best case scenario for you.
Yeah.
This situation you've found yourself in, once again, of your assurance and your total delusion that anything you set out to do athletically, you will be great at.
I do have my next challenge, which we will get to in a bit. But
we have it here on the stream. I mean, that was. First of all, I predicted it exactly. We talked about it extensively on Mr. Irrelevant. I said...
Hold on. This is what Joshy predicted the pitch would be on Wednesday prior to the pitch happening on Mr. Irrelevant on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your official Alex Strouf first pitch prediction is?
You are closer to throwing it outside of the right-handed batting box than you are to a strike.
Okay. Will Summers, your prediction?
This is if everything goes good for you. I think you miss low if you try to heat it in there, like a lot of famous first pitches do. No one ever remembers the ones that throw strikes. They remember the ones that are thrown hard.
So you think I bounce it in?
Yeah.
Okay. Hunter, your prediction?
Doesn't even make it back to the dirt. You spike it into the grass.
Wow. So as you can see, my cohorts on Mr. Irrelevant clearly hold a lot of confidence in me.
So
nailed it. You nailed it.
Even earlier in the conversation, I said I was putting you at minus odds to go over the head of the catcher. I mean, the apex of your pitch was 20 feet in the air. It was remarkably high. It was remarkably inaccurate. I believe at one point I said there was an outside chance you would end up hitting the backstop on a fly. I didn't realize the park there for the Chinooks is so far back, the backstop. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you would hit that thing clean. If that's like a more normal
backstop.
Like if it was like a little league park, you're hitting that backstop like 10 feet in the air.
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, and luckily that's not what happened, but it was still about as bad as it could possibly be.
Since that point, you've gone on the air multiple times. I was listening to you on KBN.
Yep.
You decided to say, given a second shot, I would throw a strike.
Yeah, I stand by that.
And this is how you end up in these situations because you like to. I have to give you credit.
Oh boy.
You put yourself in situations due to your undying confidence that you have to try and pay this stuff off. You never hear me on the air go, I guarantee I'm throwing a strike. Mm-hmm. I'm just not going to do that because I know I haven't thrown a baseball off a mound in a while. It would take probably some work and some effort. I don't know where that pitch is going to go.
You should like yourself more.
I think you should like yourself less.
See, I disagree. I think I love myself the proper amount, and I love myself to the point where I have irrational confidence in most things I do. But Joshy, have you ever heard the sentence, fake it till you make it?
Yeah, but
I'm the living, breathing epitome
But
of
you're
it.
not making it.
You've made it?
Yeah. You're not making it. You keep faking it, and you keep faking it, and you keep failing at
but
it.
here's the thing. You're giving me what I want.
Right. That's what I said. You have in your back pocket. It's great content. It's great content. You went with
Damn
Jason
right.
Wilde. You decided to throw me under the bus like he's not putting himself out there. No, because I don't overestimate my own abilities. I don't find myself in talking a big game to constantly. We have a saying here at Good Karma Brands, ESPN Milwaukee. Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah.
You've over promised and under delivered every athletic feat you've ever been challenged with.
I feel like I've over-delivered.
See, but that's how it works for you because being so bad at it makes it an over-deliver.
Well, I don't know if you've listened to ESPN Wisconsin since Wednesday night.
I have.
What did every show do?
Talk about you.
Yeah.
And that's great. And I'm thankful for that. But you still believe, and you will continue to believe, no matter how many times harsh reality knocks you on top of the head and tells you you aren't who you think you are.
Let's get a poll in the field. If Alex Strouf threw another first pitch, would he throw a strike? I think it's going to be 96% yes. I think everybody knows I'm better than that.
I don't think a single person's going to vote yes for you, other than your mom, your girlfriend.
Oh, I don't think my girlfriend.
Yeah, I was going to say, I heard her, oh boy. Yeah. That was tough. That was a tough sound. You could hear her. She had hopes and belief in you. She said, he's going to get his this
redemption.
time.
It's going to be his redemption story. Like, we're coming. I came all the way to Mequon to watch him do something that takes 6 seconds.
The sound of her voice as she says, oh boy, is akin to a balloon being deflated. Like, oh boy. She just was like, took it all out of her. Every last bit of her was just sucked out of her. Her last hope in your athletics was gone. And you have, I think, with what we've seen, I could give you 10 more throws and you throw 0 strikes.
Oh, that's crazy, Josh. Come on.
10 more. You could throw them back to back to back to back.
They don't have a baseball activation of any sort here at Summerfest, do they?
I do not believe so.
Find a baseball.
Did you hear that, man?
Yes, he's going to the Brewers game tomorrow.
He said he hits a home run.
He would. I mean, you might take his head off. Let's be honest. There's no safer place for that man than in the batter's box when you're pitching. Because you aren't going to come close.
I don't appreciate your tone towards me right now, man. I think if you give me another opportunity.
I think I'm being nice.
You said if you gave me 10 opportunities, I'm not throwing one.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
You also said, and you could tell I've got a lot here. You also said you threw it as hard as you could. That was a lollipop.
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't as hard as I could. It wasn't as hard as
Also, do you understand the mechanics of, like, throwing and the leg lift? It's unbelievable. You, like, do this little leg in.
Ashton Rotman is running the show for us this morning.
Hey, guys.
This afternoon, rather, on ESPN Milwaukee. Summerfest Saturday. Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf hanging out with you from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio right off the lake, I've learned, here at Lake Michigan at Summerfest.
What do you mean you've learned?
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Ashy,
It's been 2 years running I've had to answer these questions.
yeah, I still don't really get how it works, but we'll get to that later. Ashy, is Josh being too mean to me?
Well, no. He's being extra harsh. I think is the right way to say it. I don't think it's teetering on mean. He hasn't fully. Well, yeah, he's pretty mean right now.
Okay, that was the worst answer of all time.
I was
by
trying to
Ashton
defend
Rotman.
you. That's the main part. Was I was trying to think if there's a way I can defend.
Yeah,
Alex Sierra
Do
from what
I
he's done.
deserve? Do I
No,
deserve
no,
defending?
No, not even a little bit.
Right, because here's the
You
thing.
embarrassed
If you
all
were
of us.
if you were to go out there and beforehand say this pitch could go anywhere and there might be people in danger watching and you did that, less of a reaction. The reason I've reacted the way it is your undying confidence that you're going to deliver a strike. And you, aside from turning around and throwing it into center field, I don't know how much worse that pitch could go.
Well, I'm looking forward to
That would've
speaking
been
with
better.
Evan Cohen. Yeah, that's true. It would be. Would it be?
The center fielder might have had a beat on it, could have caught it on a fly.
I think I should throw a first pitch from center field. I'd make it there.
You wouldn't.
I have a cannon.
No, you don't.
Here we go.
You don't. You wouldn't.
I have a cannon of an
See,
arm.
You don't.
This
That's
is,
what was, but that's what was on display at Capco Park.
It's not
cannon
true.
of an arm.
I'm
Play again
having
to show
to.
that that's not true. I don't,
Yeah.
not.
I'm having to really control myself here because I want to start making claims of what I could like. How did you never played baseball, right, as a kid because of your heart condition?
Correct.
How far do you think you could? Yeah, I know.
The way that
I know.
He said it.
I was trying to be polite. He's got a thing.
All right, now you're mean. That was the one.
I do have a thing.
He's got a thing.
I do.
We're very sensitive towards that thing.
Yeah, clearly.
You could. How far do you think you could throw a baseball?
He can't even throw it 60 feet 6 inches.
I'm trying to hold back.
I know. You're about to say 100 yards.
I will be honest. That was the first number that popped in my head exactly, yes. But I think I'm going to go a little bit less. 75 yards. 75 yards easy.
There is no way you get the ball 50 yards.
A baseball?
Baseball.
I
Do you
think I
know
can throw
how
a
many
football
feet
40
that
yards.
is?
Well, that requires me to do math. It's times
150, bozo.
No, it's more than that. 225 is 75 yards.
Oh, I was saying 50.
Oh, yeah, 150. Yeah. That's easier math than 75 because
Yes.
you got to carry the one. And
There
all
is
that.
not a prayer you could throw the ball 150 feet.
I think I could easily throw a baseball 60.
Why do you have to say easily? Why do you have
See,
to add the
again.
extra word?
Because I think I'm going to be closer to 75. I think I could do it 60.
I don't know how long it's going to take us, but after this, I drove here, and it might not be the best film job, but if we could acquire a baseball, I'll stand at 75 yards and watch the ball not dribble to my feet.
We need to find a field.
There's one. There's one less than a mile from
I have
here.
a baseball because they gave me the first pitch baseball.
They didn't want
you will make fun of me for this. I did put the date on the baseball with a pen.
I mean, that's fine. It is a keepsake, a memento.
I mean, we will look at that baseball when I have grandkids, and I will go, let me tell you about this.
What you need to get with it is you need to put it in one of those boxes,
Yeah.
like that they put baseballs in, and then behind it, you know those digital picture frames where they can show like videos or quick little. You should just have on repeat the videos we've shown here on the YouTube stream, so everybody can appreciate the throw, and have it go with the video, and then Ben Brust lunging into down the third baseline
Yeah.
way above his head. It could go and have that, and you could have a close up on the dog. I mean, the fact you faked out a golden retriever
Pretty awesome.
who.
Pretty awesome.
They're bred to find.
Retrieve?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's their whole thing. My dog has never been confused once when I've thrown him a ball. They know where it is at all times. That dog was looking up into the sky. You broke millennia of breeding with your throw.
All right. Before we get to a commercial break, Joshy, because coming up next, I want to get to what's next for me. I have two ideas of my next athletic challenge, and that does not include the idea we've just come up with of throwing a baseball. I could probably get to 80 yards on a football field. I would get a running start, right?
See, yeah, of course. Yeah, you can. I mean, you can use the end
zone.
zone end line to the goal line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. 70 yards. piece of cake.
There's guys in the MLB who can't throw the ball 70 yards?
Sure, they all can.
No.
Okay, if we brought my guy Sal Frelick, who obviously does have a cannon of an arm.
Yes.
How far could he throw it, you think?
Oh, well over probably 100 yards.
Okay.
Like Ichiro could probably, or Vlad Guerrero, like some of the better arms, those guys can throw it really far. But there's guys in left field, and we've seen some of them in Milwaukee throughout the years, where the ball, and it's like, this might not make it to the cutoff, man.
Okay, we're done. Do you have any final thoughts on Wednesday's first pitch before we get to what's next?
You continue to disappoint and delight. I'm thankful for it. I am appreciative that you're such a bonehead that you're going to continue to do these things and overpromise and underdeliver. And it's going to provide us endless content from here to forever.
So you're happy with me? Is what
I couldn't be more delighted you're a moron.
Looking forward to catching up with Evan Cohen of Sportsmanlike at 12:30. He's going to join us, and I'm sure we will run some of this past him.
Yeah, I mean, the first question has to be, hey, Evan, ever thrown out a first pitch?
And I know he has.
Yes.
I believe he has.
He has
a bobblehead.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. I imagine those two things coincided.
So we can talk to him about that at 12:30. We're also going to talk a little Bucks with him at 12:30. And we'll get into the NBA draft, NBA free agency, which begins on Monday. We'll get into a whole lot of that still upcoming. But I do want to dive into which athletic feat I'm going to accomplish or fail at coming up next, because I have two good ideas. I think they're both really good ideas, and I think you're going to love them both. And you know about one of them. The other you don't know about. We will decide what my next athletic venture will be coming up next. It's Summerfest Saturday. That's Josh DiMaggio. I'm Alex Strouf with you. Ashton Rotman back at the Gruber Law Offices. One Call That Cell Studio running the show. For us, Joshy and I are live at Summerfest just outside of the Gruber Law Offices Sports Zone. If you're coming to Summerfest this afternoon, make sure you pop by. Come say what's up. Come say hello. Give Joshy a good old handshake and a cackle. He'll enjoy that. You a tickle guy? If somebody came here and tickled you?
I would not like to be tickled. I would probably ask that person to be removed. I will give them permission to put you in a headlock and noogie you, though.
Well, if you're coming to Summerfest, come on down. Give it a shot. We'll talk next athletic venture coming up next. It's Summerfest Saturday, ESPN Milwaukee.
You're listening to Summerfest Saturday across ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on July 1st.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the New York Mets.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in July 1st at 6:10 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game. This is an ad by BetterHelp.
With more than 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served more than 5 million people globally. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 5.5 to 8 ounce selected varieties Crystal Farm shredded or chunk cheese, 2 for $5. 9 to 16 ounce selected varieties Old Dutch tortilla or crunch chips or salsa, 2 for $5.50. 10 to 10.8 ounce selected varieties Bird's Eye frozen vegetables, 4 for $5. 18 to 54 count selected varieties Hefty plates or bowls, 2 for $5.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
It's party time at Cousins Subs. For a limited time only, Cousins 2-foot party subs are back. Choose from the club, ham and provolone, Italian special, or turkey. Each party sub is just $39.99. Feeds 5 to 8 people and requires 24-hour notice to order. And now you can complete your party by adding a party chip bag and a dozen chocolate chip cookies for just $4.99. Order today in store, online, or on the app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Hi, this is Leanne Womack. I fell in love with country music as a child listening to my dad spin records at a radio station. I always dreamed of hearing my own songs on the radio. I set a goal and achieved it. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. Never let anyone tell you it's impossible. So if you have the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance.
This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
This is Summerfest Saturday on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Summerfest Saturday continues live from the world's largest music festival, just off Lake Michigan. Day 6 of 9, Summerfest 2025 here at Henry Meyer Festival Park. I'm Alex Strouf. That's Josh DiMaggio hanging out with you from the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone in the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio at Summerfest. Joshy, you're just smirking. What's going on with you?
I'm anxious to hear what your next athletic failures are going to be. I was pondering in the break a little bit.
Pondering.
Will there be a point where your athleticism is so poor that it doesn't engender a reaction anymore from people?
Yes. Because like I went golfing yesterday, and I think if you recorded me golfing, I don't think anybody would be like, "Oh, that was awful." You know?
Yeah. See,
we already capitalized on the golf moment.
I have now approached all things. If you tell me it wasn't that bad or I did pretty all right, I just can't believe you. And that's earned.
I agree.
That's not me questioning.
I don't think that's absurd.
I have to see it to believe it at this point.
So I have two ideas for what's next.
Okay.
And they're both a little bit bigger than, well, the combine was pretty big because that was multiple workouts.
Yeah.
Obviously, the first pitch is just 6 seconds, right? It's in and out. These two are a little bit more elaborate, but I really like both of them. Okay, so the first one we've talked about, I don't know if you and I have talked about before, but we have talked about on KBN before. And that is, I have made the claim that with a rebounder, so somebody else is getting my rebounds.
So the rebounds got added. Because wasn't it no rebounder initially? I did hear this.
Yes, but I never said that.
Okay.
I always said with a rebounder.
Fair.
With a rebounder, I think I can make 100 3-point shots in an hour and a half. I think I can do it in 90 minutes. More makes than minutes. I think I could do that.
I do not think you could. I don't think you have the consistent enough shooting form to get all the way up to 90.
I mean, I might be able to knock that out in like 30 minutes.
That I would wager all of my life savings against.
I think we underestimate how many shots I can get off in a minute with a rebounder.
Right, but you're also going to be missing horrifically, sending it to, like, the rebounder's going to be gassed.
We can have 6 rebounders. We can have people standing around the basket. I don't care how we do it. I just need a consistent rebounder of some capacity. Therefore, I can kind of just spot and shoot.
We're doing one ball that retrieved every time, or
yes,
is there going to be
one ball? One ball.
There isn't a prayer.
I think I could, but if I can spot and shoot and get my rhythm a little bit, and like we can mix in, sure, every 10 minutes I got to change spots.
There's nothing less intimidating than you finding a rhythm.
That was a good one. That's good. Give me some. That's good. That was good.
What do you imagine your rhythm looks like?
Oh, I'm a baller, brother.
When was the last time you? When was the last time you shot a NBA length 3-pointer?
Last week.
Are you sure those weren't the college length ones that are most commonly on courts?
The court in my apartment building is NBA length.
Wow.
So I go down there every so often and shoot around for 5-10 minutes.
Every so often, you've done it 3 times.
I've done it 3 times. Now, granted, I've only lived in the apartment for 2 months.
Is it getting alarming that I know you better than you know yourself, seemingly?
No, that's what makes you a great radio and content teammate. Like, you know my.
I saw through that so quickly.
And you nailed it. You nailed it. That was good. All right, the other idea I have, I think, would be a little bit more fun though. It's less of a watch. It's not 90 minutes long. It's quick, but it's a good idea, I think. So I think it's me versus somebody, and I have the somebody in mind here. It's almost like a Joe versus pro. So it's me versus Brad Nortman in a punt, pass, kick, field goal challenge. And what I mean by that is you start at the goal line and you punt. Okay? Wherever your ball lands is where you play. Like golf. You play it where the ball lies. And then after you get it from where you pick up the punt, you go to that spot on the field, and then you throw it as far as you can and to wherever you want. And then from that spot, you have to kick a field goal. I think I could do that in a punt, a pass, and I think I could make.
I think your punt is minus odds to go less than 30 yards.
I would agree with that.
Your pass,
I could get a 40. With a bounce too, I could probably get a 50.
I mean, at this point, I think there's equal odds your punt goes backwards as it does forwards.
All right, Ashton, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this for another 2 hours.
I got to be honest, through 26 minutes, I am genuinely shocked, pleased, and almost impressed by how many different ways Josh is able to be mean to you. Well, seemingly
it's actually been impressive.
Having no regrets whatsoever, no qualms about the way he's saying it, no reaction to how this might affect you mentally. He's just going all in. I feel like I should be worried, but I'm no longer his manager, so I don't really care.
That's a good way to approach things.
I agree.
I'm coming from a spot of being mentally beaten and broken down by listening to you overestimate yourself, that I have to combat it. Because if somebody just tuned in, they're thinking, oh, this guy could surely do that, without understanding and knowing the full depth of lack of athleticism we've seen. I think the best thing is I would love to see Brad just punt 10 big sky high like boomers and have you try and field them.
Yeah.
Because you might lose a tooth or break a nose.
Our friend Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, who I saw from afar last night but never really had the opportunity to say hello to him.
Gabe and I had some libations yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was not far from Gabe at the Killers concert. But he was too far away from me.
Right.
We were in the grass.
You don't want to do the, hey!
So I saw him from quite afar, but I hope he enjoyed himself last night at the Killers. He just chimed in with 2 words. Strouf, why? Because I need redemption at some point, and I think I just need to force it at this point in my life.
I don't know if I've ever offered this advice to anyone on Earth.
Are you going to tell me just to stop?
You might be better off quitting.
Here's the thing. I disagree. I disagree with that because I listened to Mark Tauscher this week on Wilde and Tausch, and he said, my only advice for Strouf, more.
Yeah, from a content sense, yes. The thing is, we're coming at this from totally different. I'm more self-loathing than you. I don't know if you have a loathing bone in your body. Because there isn't a moment where you go, maybe I'm overselling this. Maybe I'm overestimating myself.
But I'm not.
You've done nothing but overestimate yourself.
Okay, combine overestimated. First pitch, bad throw. Give me another one and throw in a strike.
See? Now, I've pitched from mounds. I did it 10, 15 years of my life in my youth.
Yep.
I do not have the same confidence I could deliver it, and I've thrown from a mound thousands of pitches.
Yeah.
And that's the difference here.
Well, that's that. Like I said at the beginning of the show, you need to love yourself more.
But I just understand how difficult it is. And how, without practicing it, it's going to be a little more difficult. Like, 10 punts from Brad Nortman, how many are you catching?
We talked about this. 1, maybe 2.
Okay, so that's the one time I've ever heard you be realistic. I think it's 0. I think if you catch any, it goes through your hands and you catch it in your knees, or you're like, you're on your back. Like, there's never going to be a
clean catch.
Right?
Oh, I disagree with that.
No,
there might be one clean catch and one. I think the first 3 punts he would sky at me, I'd be scared of.
I think you might get your hands on 2.
And then I'd be like, ow, I'm not doing that again.
No, you're going to be under it. It's going to move, and it's going to go over your head, or you're going to be sprinting for it and miss it. Like, I don't think you can judge a punt.
Slow down. We'll get back to this at some point because we've got a couple guests that are going to join us throughout, including Evan Cohen of ESPN Radio's on Sportsmanlike, weekdays from 5 until 9 on ESPN Madison, weekdays from 5 until 7 on ESPN Milwaukee, leading into a wonderfully produced program, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. He is going to join us coming up next to talk Bucks, NBA free agency. He's hosting NBA free agency frenzy tomorrow on ESPN Radio, even though free agency doesn't start until Monday. Evan Cohen going to join us coming up next. We'll talk about all of this and more with him. I am worried that this is going to go even worse for me coming up next. We'll all find out together. Evan Cohen up in Sportsmanlike joins us coming up next on Summerfest Saturday, live from Summerfest right here on ESPN Milwaukee.
You're listening to Summerfest Saturday across ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, it's Kyle Bruston Nortman's Brad Nortman. Ready for a fresh ride? Tsunami Express Car Wash is now open in New Berlin. Surf to Tsunami Express and enjoy free washes, giveaways, and membership deals during our grand opening celebration now through July 6th. Tsunami Express uses best-in-class technology, making washing your car fun, fast, and easy. After your wash, enjoy our free premium amenities like powerful vacuums and air for your tires. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com/New Berlin.
Red, white, and vroom. Celebrate freedom with horsepower at American Place Casino, located in Waukegan, Illinois. Don't miss your chance to win a 2025 Ford Mustang Dark Horse Premium. Free bonus entries daily, June 20th through July 5th. New members, listen up. Join AP Rewards and grab 25 bonus entries daily during the promotion period. And don't miss the grand finale, drawing for the Mustang on Saturday, July 5th. Visit AmericanPlace.com to learn more. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. One in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at Discount Liquor.
It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this
This is Marie from Discount Liquor. There is no other party like Summerfest. So get the fun started by stopping in to Discount Liquor. When you buy any one 12-pack of Blue Moon or Blue Moon Light, or any one 12-pack of Arnold Palmer Spiked Hard Tea, you'll receive a free Summerfest ticket. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
See us for your free Summerfest ticket and check out our specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Start the day with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
When you're paid like an A player, you have to play like an A player, not a B player, and he has never played like an A player.
On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. This is Summerfest Saturday on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Summerfest Saturday continues live from Henry Meyer Festival Park. Saw the Killers last night. What a show they put on at the American Family Insurance Amphitheater. Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf with you. Excited to be joined now from Unsportsmanlike, weekdays from 5 until 9 Central on ESPN Radio. Our good friend Evan Cohen joins us now. Evan, I was surprised you didn't fly to Milwaukee for the show last night. I was sad to not see you.
I almost did, Strouf. There was a chance. I did get invited by one Mark Tauscher, who decided late last night to FaceTime me from the Killers concert at Summerfest, and I was in bed, and he never turned the camera around. So it was literally, I'm watching the concert by way of Tauscher's phone, but I've been to the Killers at Summerfest. The same day Kawhi Leonard got traded Paul George got traded from the Thunder to the Clippers because we were on the plane.
Dudes rock. Dudes rock. We pin dates in our brain based on what happened in sports.
I was going to ask Evan how many significant events he can draw directly back to sports trades, probably specifically NBA trades. Like your
probably, yeah. Well, I remember that one vividly. Because we flew over Vegas, and that was when there was an earthquake in Vegas as we were flying over. And the earthquake was happening, and we landed after the earthquake. So it was like all at once. It was the Kawhi trade. I went to Milwaukee, went to the Killers, then went with some of the teammates we had at Good Karma and ESPN Milwaukee to the NBA Summer League after the Killers concert while the Kawhi and Paul George stuff was happening over an earthquake in Vegas. True story.
It's a big couple days.
All right. Well, Joshy, the floor is yours.
Evan, have you ever thrown out a first pitch?
Yes, multiple.
Have you seen first Alex Strouf's first pitch by chance? If you haven't,
I have.
Geez.
I have.
Ashton could show you. You have seen it.
Yeah, well, we can watch it again. So for the radio audience, I'm just listening or watching here. So Strouf goes to the mound. He's got a double zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a terrible job. See, Strouf looks like he's an athlete. He's pointing at the catcher, which I know was Ben Brust. He pretends to spit, wind up, and it goes so far over. I think Ben almost somehow tripped on a dog in the midst of it.
Yes.
Here's the thing. There are many people in the world that you look at them, and you don't want to judge a book by its cover, but you assume that person's probably not a good athlete or that person is a good athlete. Alex Strouf standing at, 6'2", probably?
6'3",
Unbelievably, 6'3", probably under 200 pounds, which is wild. And he is built like someone that should be great at sports. And in reality, he's one of the worst athletes I've ever seen.
Do you care to comment?
What do you want to say?
No, that's fair.
Evan, he, after the fact, went on to say, given a second chance, he would deliver a strike.
I stand by that.
No.
Yes, I would. Well, I know what I did wrong. I might overcorrect, so I might need 3. But I think by the second one, I think I know what I did wrong. I released too early. I was too caught up in the fake spit and the fake signs that Ben Brust was giving me. Yeah. If I focused on the job at hand, I think I could throw a strike given a second
What do you mean focus on the job at hand? What else were you
because remember, Alex Strouf, for as long as I've known him, is focused on one thing, Josh, and that's Alex Strouf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was focused on the idea of, hey, look at me.
Look at my
I'm gonna be
routine
the
as
guy.
I shake off.
Exactly right. I got this spitting out towards second base. I'm going to kick the dirt a little bit. Strouf was just focused on Strouf and not just throwing a strike. And to be fair, Ben Brust, who I rarely if ever compliment, what I saw, did a hell of a job on the scoop on Kyle Wallace's first pitch. Did he not?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did a great job. Couldn't get
yours he could not help with.
Yeah, he gave a Herculean effort. He left his feet to try.
He jumped. Yeah, he jumped, and he was unable to grab it. Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike with us here on Summerfest Saturday. Alex Strouf, Josh DiMaggio hanging out with you. Evan, you will be hosting NBA Free Agency Frenzy tomorrow, but free agency starts Monday, correct?
Yeah, so when I signed up for the show, I thought it was yesterday. Tomorrow. I thought it was tomorrow. I got the day wrong. I literally asked ESPN Radio, this is months ago, I said, hey, listen, I know you probably haven't put together the schedule yet for this Sunday night. If there's availability, I'm not trying to take a shift away from somebody, but I'd love to put my name in the hat for this shift. This is probably 3 months ago. I'm like, all right, 4 to 6 Central, Sunday night for free agency. Problem is free agency doesn't start till Monday. So I'm doing an extra show for no apparent reason tomorrow, but please listen. And I would love for you to, Tim Bontemps and I are going to do it here on ESPN Milwaukee.
Okay, so what are you going to talk about? Is that a fair question?
I don't know if you realize. Yeah, there have been a million trades.
Yeah,
I don't know if you realize in sports today, people don't really abide by the start dates and the rules. They just do whatever the hell they want with no penalty. So there could be a ton of moves. We already saw a trade today of Lonzo Ball going to Cleveland. So we're going to see stuff. Plus, tomorrow, there are deadlines for players having to pick up an option or decline an option. For example, one guy you guys have probably heard of, LeBron James, has a deadline tomorrow. And that becomes a significant story as to what he does. And then, obviously, in your case, we are always going to be monitoring everything Giannis. I don't think he's going anywhere. But you've got to just think about the idea that anything these teams that we think could be linked to Giannis at some point do, for ESPN Milwaukee fans, becomes interesting.
We're on air. I would agree with you there, Evan. I mean, the Giannis
Did you not
situation...
see Josh pointing to the mic? He was going to speak, Strouf. You're not going to let him speak?
Is that what you meant by that?
No, I was trying to communicate to the nice gentleman we have here joining us that we were on air and we wouldn't be able to answer his question he had for us. But I do have a question. Is it better or worse for Bucks fans that we haven't heard anything from Giannis? Like, the longer this goes, is it better to not hear anything or is it worse to not hear anything?
Yeah, I think it's better because I don't think there's any smoke and I don't think there's any fire. I think, you had the Shams Charania reporting the other night during the draft, ESPN NBA Insider, saying Giannis is closely monitoring what the Bucks are doing by way of draft and free agency. I thought it was kind of funny, and I'm not judging, but I am, that Shams says that. Then the Bucks pick a guy from Europe in the second round who has braces. Yeah. I'm like, I'm sure Giannis is thrilled about this. They picked like a 12-year-old. Giannis's kids will be in the NBA by the time this guy plays.
Yeah, I bet they're thrilled about that. I heard the idea of him playing overseas for another year. Is that what I heard about this guy they drafted in the second round?
He's literally. I think he's 18 or 19. That wasn't a figurative. He has braces.
No, I know.
He has, and I'm not. If you need braces, get braces. I'm all for it. But my point is that can't be when Giannis is monitoring what the Bucks are doing. No. The braces guy doesn't feel like what he wants at this point.
No, and I guess based on that, Evan Cohen with us from Unsportsmanlike here on Summerfest Saturday. You're a smart guy. I don't say that often, but I will in this context because you're
I hope you're talking to Josh because I go to Josh for anything smart.
Well, Josh is very intelligent. I wouldn't use that word to describe you. I'd use smart when it comes to fixing an NBA team now. The Milwaukee Bucks, I think they'll have Giannis, right? We all agree there. He'll be back in 25-26. But the way the East is shaken out now, Tyrese Halliburton out for the season, Jason Tatum out for the season, this is a team that I think is going to be able to be a 5, 4, 3 seed, somewhere in that mix, and still potentially compete for a championship, but they need to do something over the course of the next couple weeks. How can they fix the Bucks, Evan? I know you've been on NBA Trade Machine more than any other individual on planet Earth.
Yeah, so I think this this is interesting because when you're looking at this situation with Milwaukee, does Giannis look at this organization that he has, by all accounts, an amazing relationship with? I think the Bucks have been awesome to Giannis. I think the Bucks have done everything they can to try to make this team kick butt around Giannis, from coaching moves to bringing in Drew Holiday to bringing in Dame Lillard. I just think the Bucks and Giannis, this partnership has been phenomenal for a long period of time. And I think that it's going to continue to be phenomenal. And I think what they're going to have to consider are a couple of things. Do they want to bring back some of their guys that help them win? Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis. If the price is right, I would, because I think both those guys are excellent players. Let's continue. Do they have to do a couple of things that may come off cold-hearted and cutthroat? Do they have to trade Pat Connaughton, who's on a one-year deal, who probably, if Pat Connaughton could sign for less money and more years right now, if that was allowed with the Milwaukee Bucks, my bet is that guy would do that, right? It seems like he wants to be a part of the Bucks the rest of his career. The reality is it's a business, and I think if you can get something for him, and getting something for him is taking on a worse contract, right? So another team can get off of a contract. In addition, I will pose this back to you guys. Would you pay a team, in essence, a first-round pick to take Dame Lillard? Would you say to a team like Utah, or maybe even Portland, who has some pieces, or whoever you want to throw out there, Dame is hurt, he's likely not going to play this year. You then get him on a one-year deal after that, and you're going to give up, and you're going to get a 2031 first-round pick to do that. If you were the Milwaukee Bucks, would you do that? Because if your answer is yes, then you have a shot of getting some things. You're not getting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander back, but you're getting 2 to 3 playable players.
I'm open to it. I think at the end of the day, this boils down to what allows the Bucks to keep Giannis longer term than they already have him under contract for the next 2 seasons. So whatever gets us to the answer of that being, yeah, I think that's going to satisfy Giannis, I'm open to it. And I think that's what John Horst and everybody in the front office has to make their mission, right? What allows us to host Giannis for more seasons than we already have him under contract.
Despite my belief that Giannis is going to be back, I also believe this is the closest he's ever been to not being back in his career in Milwaukee. And I think you have to turn over every single leaf to try and make sure you are consistently a contender. And even with Dame in 2 years from now, what are you getting at his age at that point? You've got to sell Giannis every single season that what you're doing is the best for the organization and for him long term. So to me, why not? You've deemed yourselves competitors.
So Josh, based on that logic, then you're the answer to the question of what can the Bucks do, and this is going to sound so weird. But if you're a Bucks fan right now, you've got to hope somehow, some way, Dame and Lillard ends up on the Utah Jazz or Washington Wizards by the end of the week. And he probably will never play a game for either one of those teams. Right. And they just say, Dame, go rehab wherever you want to rehab. If you want to be back in Portland or whatever with your family, go for it. And we're gonna get a first-round pick to hold your salary for a year. And then as a result, that bad team like Utah or Washington, let's just say for argument's sake, this time next year is calling around the league, hey, you got Dame Lillard on a one-year deal. What are you going to give us? It's more than what they would get for the guys that I would pitch to the Bucks, which ironically could include bringing back Middleton in a weird way by way of trade. Seriously, because the money helps in that regard.
That's true. That's a good point by you. Evan, if you weren't in sports media, what would you be doing?
Running content maybe for a sports media company.
Okay, aside from that, what would you be doing?
You should double down and ask him again. That's a good idea.
You know me, I'm stubborn.
So when I was growing up, I wanted to be 2 things. I either wanted to be on the radio or I wanted to be a basketball coach.
It's fair. Actually, off this, I was thinking about this earlier on the way here. We're incredibly lucky to be doing what we're doing, all 3 of us. We are at Summerfest.
Davion Mitchell back with the Heat just now. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Live reaction. ESPN West Palm. Let's go. Davion is back.
I've got some rapid fire. I got some rapid fire
Wait,
for you.
Josh, I want to hear the rapid fire. Alex, if you had a job to get into sports media, would you take it?
If I had a job to get into sports, okay, yeah, I would. What do you got for me?
Would you hire an agent to represent you?
I was just going to say you are my agent, so I was curious what came across your desk today that I need to know about.
Anyway, you may continue.
We get to talk to ESPN personalities, really cool ones, and athletes. Who is the funniest person you've spoken to through your work?
He's going to answer Josh DiMaggio. I'm going to get angry.
Yeah, the famous names we all know.
Are you saying of an ESPN personality or anybody in general?
I was thinking it could be either athlete or someone you've interviewed or ESPN personality because they're all famous in their own right for a lot of us.
Funniest? Steve-O was hysterical. I had him on when I was on in Sirius. Steve-O from Jackass fame was hysterical. I can't say the stories live on radio. If we were just doing YouTube, maybe I could. But Steve-O, one of the funniest people I've ever interviewed.
Most intimidating?
Emmanuel Shrieky, Entourage, Sloan, like lifelong celebrity crush on her. When I interviewed her in person, I was ready to pass out. Also, for whatever weird reason, I remember getting worked up and nervous to interview Paulie D from Jersey Shore. I don't know why. Like I've interviewed McConaughey. I remember I've interviewed Eli, Drew Brees, Marino, Derek Jeter, Jim Brown, Dwayne Wade, Pat Riley. Paulie D. For whatever reason, I got nervous.
I mean, he is a legend.
I was watching DJ Paulie D videos this morning.
Wow.
Vinny and DJ Paulie D at the same time?
Yeah. No, I'm saying the first time I interviewed both of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This one's probably you'll have to go ESPN personality with, but the quirkiest. Because if I know anything about working in sports media, in the brief time I have, is there's some quirky people we work with.
I mean, Orlovsky's the best in terms of quirkiness relative to the food stuff, right?
That's crazy.
And even the other day, Laura Rutledge was on with us on Unsportsmanlike, 5 to 7 on ESPN Milwaukee. You said 5 to 9 nationally, but I appreciate that. But we're on ESPN Milwaukee now, Strouf. Before Jen gave it to so Laura Rutledge was on with us the other day, and she was talking about this Orlovsky food order. And I'm getting, for those watching on YouTube, I'm going to get my text on this so I could read you what he wrote me. So he's on there, or she's talking about this weird food order that he has of just plain grilled chicken, which is exactly what I would get, but he looks a lot better than I do. And where is this thing? You're going to, God, hold on.
This is great.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I wrote radio here, Evan. Doing a great job.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wrote Laura on now ripping the grilled chicken order yesterday. He goes, it's beach season, brother. Minute on the lips, lifetime on the hips, and beach season waits for no one.
I mean,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
That is Paul. And last one, nicest person you've interacted with.
At ESPN?
Yeah.
Schefter's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You guys know that from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I'll give you a bunch of them. Orlovsky could not be nicer. You know who I love, and I think Josh knows this probably. I love Jason McCourty. Jason McCourty, ESPN NFL analyst, is so nice and sweet. It's unreal. I mean, literally, I'm not just saying this. One of the things, and I started almost 2 years ago at ESPN National, and you have these feelings of like, oh, God, is this person going to be like intimidating, and are they not going to be kind or whatever? Every one of them. From Greeny to Stephen A. to Molly to Orlovsky. Damian Woody could not be nicer. Mike Tannenbaum couldn't be nicer. Schefter is the best, like, ever. It's unbelievable how wonderful he is. Woj was so good to me when he was at ESPN. I mean, one after another. It's really remarkable how wonderful these people. You learn something. Strouf, you won't have to worry about this, but as you keep going up in media and your career increases, you kind of realize many of these people are in the spots they're in, not only because they're great on the air, but they're actually great to other people, and they don't treat people like crap.
Okay, final question. How did you get to mornings on ESPN Radio then, as you're giving this advice?
I drove. Yeah, funny. If you would have waited till I was done,
Right.
the big punchline, it would have been funnier. But you cut me off and we ended up speaking at the same time.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I'm not on national for a reason. Evan Cohen, unsportsmanlike.
Wait, hold on.
94.5 ESPN. Yes.
One sec. You guys didn't really answer one question because I didn't ask it, which is why you didn't answer it. If you could make one move for the Bucks, realistic move. I want to get rid of this guy or I want to get that guy. Who's your one move? Realistically, you're not getting Shea tomorrow for Connaughton.
Right. Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah. Thank you. That's the issue we're
right.
having this offseason.
Get it all. There we go, ladies. And that is why I was just on. Tomorrow, 4 to 6 with Tim Bontemps here on ESPN Milwaukee, our free agency frenzy, because these two know nothing about basketball.
I regret doing this.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
I thought it was
Me
good.
too, he says.
I had a good time. I had a blast of a time. You took a lot of
Any
shots.
any interview with ESPN Milwaukee I'll do, as long as Gabe's not a part of it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, maybe we'll do it again. Maybe we won't. I got to figure out my ego in the commercial break. Evan Cohen, 4 to 6 tomorrow. Free agency special, 5 to 7 every morning, leading into Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on ESPN Milwaukee. I think I'm supposed to say thank you, though I don't want to.
Thanks, Evan.
Good job, Evan.
Thanks, Josh.
Good job.
Thanks,
You told him good job.
Good game, good effort.
Summerfest Saturday continues after this, ESPN Milwaukee.
You're listening to Summerfest Saturday across ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Until justice stands for all, our lawyers will never rest. More at earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. Looking to simplify your everyday banking? Our checking and savings accounts offer the tools you need, plus the friendly, Simply Local service you deserve. Enjoy competitive rates, 24/7 online and mobile banking, and real people ready to help right here in your community. Whether your checking balance is at midnight or stopping by one of our branches at noon, Great Midwest Bank has you covered with a variety of new and improved account options designed for your unique needs. Great Midwest Bank, Simply Local and member FDIC.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
And as Pella goes into another windup, it's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years.
Pella also provides a free in-home consultation, which includes a no-obligation quote.
That's always a great play because working with one of Pella's design experts is such a wonderful, no-pressure get-together. I know this from experience.
With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the USA, you can get the look you want at a price you can afford.
And there's no reason to wait with this incredible deal going on.
Get no interest and no payment for up to 2 years.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2025.
It's what you wait for all week. The three-pointers, the rebounds, the thrill of every shot. Win or lose, it's the hope that keeps you coming back. The dream that this time, it might be your year. And so you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when the pressure's on, your support is everything. That's why the NBA store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
With more than 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served more than 5 million people globally. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, artist in residence, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
This is Summerfest Saturday on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The Fray playing Uline Warehouse stage tonight, 9:30 p.m. at Summerfest. That's a free stage. This is some of the great stuff you can hear at Summerfest. It's Summerfest Saturday live from Henry Meyer Festival Park.
I saw the Fray. Like 07, 08.
I saw them
right
here.
as they were very, very popular. And I don't know if
that was
I
probably
could go
Grey's
back.
Anatomy. This song was everywhere, all over.
I think it might have even been pre that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I saw them in 2016 or 17 here at Summerfest on the 4th of July. They still put on a really good show. Now, that was, granted, 8 years ago, but
there's a different
coming back
lead
to headline
singer
tonight.
now.
Is there?
As far as I'm aware.
Oh, well, that changes things.
Yeah, it sure does.
Okay, well, I will pop over there tonight for at least a little bit before seeing Young the Giant and a couple other bands tonight. This is a
Another
really good
band
night.
I saw here circa like 2010.
Young the Giant?
Yes.
Oh, I have not seen them yet. I'm really looking forward to that show tonight. Amongst a couple others. There's a great lineup tonight. A lot of really fun bands playing stages later tonight. So if you're coming down to Summerfest and you go, well, I don't really know who I'm going to see, I think you've got like 8 good options tonight, which is really fun, in my opinion. So, anyway, Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf with you, Summerfest Saturday. Hour 1 just about in the books. We led the hour with my first pitch at the Lakeshore Chinooks game earlier in the week. And by the way, Josh, you said this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Nobody's gotten a bigger win than the Lakeshore Chinooks this week.
The biggest win ever.
Like
whoever reached out to you,
Joey, our friend Joey over the
shout out
Lakeshore
Joey.
Chinooks, yeah.
He is a mastermind who probably deserves a raise.
Yep, probably. And he was the nicest guy.
Because I'm sure there's some people, and it's through no fault of the Chinooks, that were unaware of them prior to your first pitch. You guys came in and you've sold it very well. You've told us how great they treated you, how fun a time it was there.
Yep.
And yeah.
So we threw out in the, on the poll on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee. I said if I was given the opportunity for another first pitch, I think I'd throw a strike.
Yeah.
And we essentially asked, do you agree?
No one.
Would you like to guess? I voted yes, just so you know.
I'm going to say you are one of 4 people who voted yes, and it's somewhere around 6%.
It's a little bit higher than that, but not a whole lot higher than that. 84% of people say no.
Yeah, I think the people voting for that haven't seen the pitch. The pitch that sailed through the right-handed batter's
somebody
box.
did respond, who?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's not nice. But yeah,
I've been called some much worse things this week, Josh.
They aren't aware of your prior
shortcomings.
Yes, in your disappointment at every stop when it comes to athleticism.
Very fair. All right, Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon, week 2 of 3 for Summerfest Saturday. We're just calling it Summerfest Saturday this week and last week, though. Next week is the return of an iconic show that's been going on for, I think we could actually say decades now, on ESPN Milwaukee. And that is State of the Packers. Our current rendition is myself, Gabe Neitzel, and Jason Wilde from 12 to 3 next Saturday, July 5th. I wonder what condition I'll be in. Day after the 4th of July. As we break down every position group, everything you need to know.
You're professional.
Yeah.
The 2025.
I had brewskis last night. I'm here. I'm on top of my game.
Me too, brother. I was out late last night.
Yeah, but you're
are.
bringing your C- game today.
Oh, Ashley, come on. Back me up for once.
Okay,
I feel like
B+.
I've had a pretty good day. Oh, B+.
It's
I
104. You're not getting an A from me.
I thought I handled Evan Cohen masterfully.
You didn't.
No. He handled you masterfully.
Yeah, I love how you both said the same exact thing at the same time. That's not good. Jason Wilde, who is part of State of the Packers next Saturday, will join us coming up next as we talk all things green and gold. About 1 month away from training camp. How's Jordan Love doing this offseason? What are the expectations? And all the in-between. Jason Wilde joins us next to kick off Hour 2, Summerfest Saturday, right here, ESPN Milwaukee.
Are you going to do something today?
Yes, I am.
And what exactly might that be?
My plan is to sit here and enjoy our amazing new patio set from Steinhoffel's.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is going on now. Take 10% off store-wide, plus an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. But don't wait too long because this sale ends soon.
Now, would you be a sweetheart and get me another lemonade? I have to stay hydrated.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale, going on now.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 5.5 to 8 ounce selected varieties Crystal Farm shredded or chunk cheese, 2 for $5. 9 to 16 ounce selected varieties Old Dutch tortilla or crunch chips or salsa, 2 for $5.50. 10 to 10.8 ounce selected varieties Bird's Eye frozen vegetables, 4 for $5. 18 to 54 count selected varieties Hefty plates or bowls, 2 for $5.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Bruston Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time to get your weekend fix. From stadium roars to festival scores, every beat of the sports world drops here. Live from the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone on the grounds of one of the most iconic music festivals in the country. This is Summerfest Saturday. Here's Alex Strouf and Josh DiMaggio.
Away we go, hour number 2, Summerfest Saturday, live from the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone inside the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio at Henry Meyer Festival Park. This is the second of 3 editions of Summerfest Saturday. That's Josh DiMaggio. I'm Alex Strouf, hanging out with you. And 1 week from today, one of my favorite shows we do annually on ESPN Wisconsin is State of the Packers with myself, Gabe Neitzel, and the longtime Packers beat reporter, the 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, the co-host of Wilde and Tausch, Jason Wilde, who joins us now. Jason, happy Saturday, my friend. Nice to talk to you on the weekend. How are you?
Did you put yourself first?
Well, I wanted to get to you last because I was introducing you, and I had just introduced myself for this program, so it felt like the natural order.
I
was selling you as the headliner. I was selling you as the headliner.
You could have thrown in an aforementioned Jason Wilde joins us now.
Yeah, I got to be honest. And you're not the only one. I see this when, like, Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter break news. They always say, per me and Mike Garafolo or Jeremy Fowler. And I'm wondering,
let me get out of front of this before you continue talking. This show, and this is big coming out of my mouth. This is the show that has nothing to do with me. I provide very little to this program outside of doing the ins and outs and setting you up.
Shows?
Got him.
Because I like to view. All right, I'm done. We just had Evan Cohen on. I got ripped to shreds.
Yeah.
Now Jason joins us like a bat out of hell, coming right at me.
There's one common denominator here, and it's you. and you continue to
Go ahead,
put
Joshy.
yourself in these situations where you become.
I'm pouting now. Go ahead.
That's fine. Jason, I'm so happy to talk to you today. The PFF not
Great to talk
ranking
with you, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to hear. You know, it's nice when we get along, a nice kumbaya thing we got going on here.
Exactly.
Matt LaFleur didn't make PFF's top 10 head coaches. It has been the talk sort of across all of our stations this week. What are your thoughts on his lack of inclusion and some of the, let's say, maybe unworthy names in that top 10, even if it's not Matt LaFleur that you would replace him with?
Yeah, I know you were producing, because you do a great job of producing. You've been taught well by Ashton Rotman. But first of all, regardless of whether LaFleur's on the list or not, Peyton second?
Yeah.
Sean
Great
Payton
PR
second?
team he's got.
Crazy.
Great PR team he's got.
Based on what? Get out of town, man. So I didn't like that. I am on the record saying that I think Matt LaFleur is a really good coach. Gabe asked me a good question about what do I think the things are that he does best on Friday. And I said, in my opinion, two things. One, I think he is a good offensive schemer. Now, he wasn't so good down the stretch last year. They were not finding ways to get guys open with the scheme. And that's why he made the comment about guys needing to win their one-on-ones, which sounded very Mike McCarthy-like.
That was my water.
Sorry,
Now,
Jason.
on
I
the
just
flip-
took a sip out of Josh's water bottle.
Well, I needed a sip too, so let's all 1, 2, 3 drink someone else's beverage.
Wow, that was.
That's yours now. I'm not taking that back. I don't know where that mouth's been.
That's a crazy thing to say on the radio. Wow, that's crazy. This is why they don't send us out often, Joshy. This right here is why. Sorry, Jason. Continue. Okay, got it.
I'd hang up if I was him, honestly. He's better than this.
Jason, you there?
Is he actually not there?
No, he's here. He's being silent like a smart person.
Ask a new question.
Are you guys done?
God, I'm happy this
keep
isn't
going.
my
I got a snort. Who did I get the snort from?
Me. That was me.
That was Josh here.
Yeah.
All right. So
Back to business. Yep.
First of all, I want Ashton to believe I'm better than this, but I'm really not. But if he might be my new direct report, so I want him to think I'm way above all of this nonsense.
No, this is your
So he has a
favorite.
high
You're
opinion
happy
of
to be here.
I am happy to be here. I was questioning myself about 5 minutes ago, but I've come around. All right. So I would say this. I would say that I think Matt LaFleur probably deserves to be on the list. I like Kevin O'Connell more. I just, from a personal perspective of the way he coaches, the way he connects with his players, I just like him a little bit more. But to my point, before you drank out of the wrong water bottle, I said to Gabe that the two things that LaFleur does well is he schemes offensively really well, needs to do better than he did down the stretch last year, and I think he connects well with young players. He set his ego aside with older players, specifically the quarterback, in his first couple of years, and I thought that was very selfless of him too. But it would appear that they are hell-bent on being a young team and not spending money on guys that are 30 and over. So he has to be good with young players, and I really do sincerely think he is. So, look, I think there's probably, if you go through, because I would also quibble with Jim Harbaugh, just because he had been out of the NFL for a while. He doesn't have Connor Stallion stealing everybody's signs for him. So, I'm a little bit reluctant to have him on the list. But the point that I would make is from probably 6 or 7 to 12 or 13 on the list. I know they stopped at 10. But I think that group of, 8 or 7 or 8 guys are probably interchangeable. And it's like ice cream, whichever flavor is your favorite. So, for me, I think both Kevin O'Connell and Matt LaFleur have a gripe not being on the list. Mm-hmm. And I would like to know, since Pro Football Focus holds Sean Payton in such incredibly high regard, if Mike McCarthy had taken a 1-year extension with the Cowboys, would Mike McCarthy be like second or third then? Because they have the same stinking resume, him and Sean Payton. So, again, I know it's that time of year. We're all trying to figure out ways to keep feeding the NFL news engine. But, again, I noticed that Rappaport and Pelissero and Garofolo and those guys on the insiders on NFL Network, even they are taking a 2-week break. So there ain't a whole heck of a lot going on, unless you got guys getting arrested, which is also a problem at this time of year.
One follow-up to the Matt LaFleur question there. What do you think is the one area of improvement for him that is probably the biggest thing that's holding him back?
Yeah, it's a good question, Joshy. I would say this, and we had that half hour that we spent with him on draft day of all days, talking about talking to him for a half hour at the Tundra Trio, and Tausch got after him a little bit, I would say, about maybe some in-game decision making and his use of challenges. He actually has a surprisingly higher challenge rate than I thought he did, because he had gone 0-7 or whatever he had for that stretch there. But on the flip side, timeout usage or in-game decisions, when to go for it, when to not, I think that's an area where he still isn't quite where he'd like to be, and he does make some mistakes. So I would probably say that's the area more than anything else.
I think that's a good answer. Jason Wilde, our guest here on Summerfest Saturday. Alex Strouf,
Glad
Josh
you approve.
DiMaggio hanging out with you.
Do you not realize when you do that, it sounds like belittling?
What?
That's a good answer.
It totally does. Like you're a little bit surprised. Oh, right? That's a good answer. Didn't expect it from this guy.
Well, you gave us a good answer for once. Thanks.
Exactly. Maybe we should quit while we're ahead.
He's sitting down off camera right now, I'm trying to help you. That's all I'm doing here.
Jason,
friends helping friends.
Jason, you didn't take that as a belittlement. You took that as a compliment.
Why do you think he responded with, well, thank you?
Did you take it as belittlement?
Yeah, since you were touting next week's show at Summerfest, and which means I have to come now, I would just like to say, if you could avoid that kind of belittling condescension, I'm more eager to see you than today, where I would have punched you in the nose. Yes! Oh, it's very different than what you say, because you usually say, this is everybody who listens to Strouf, and let me be clear before I tear him down. He is a rising star for us. We are lucky to have him. I think
an undeniable talent.
Yes, I was saying to him earlier this week, I don't know if I'm an uncle, because I'm roughly the same age of his dad, or an older brother, but I am really proud of him. When you say, that's very well said, which is usually your go-to praise line, that does not come off as condescending as, that's a good answer. I didn't expect that.
Okay. I said that's a good answer because when I heard Josh ask the question, that's where my mind went to, so we agreed. So I could also throw out, Jason, that was very well said.
I agree. You could have just said that. I agree.
Could have.
Yeah.
I didn't, but I could have. I didn't.
Are there any?
Could have.
I'm curious. Are there any fans starting to surround the mobile Gruber Law Office's studios to listen in on this? Are they all looking for Ecuador Manta and their show that they're doing?
Who is Ecuador Manta?
Don't know about Ecuador Manta?
They play here every year at one of these smaller stages, right? And there's a whole bunch of, and they play interesting instruments.
Are they today?
So what I don't know. I'll be honest with you. You guys know this. I used to go from going to Summerfest 10 of the 11 days because there was always a band or a singer that I wanted to see, to obviously being married and having kids, and now that's them. I assume that's being played in. I'm assuming Ashton has their latest album.
Yes,
but
probably,
they would set up kind of a rogue stage.
Yes.
And a lot of times, if we go back to the beginning of State of the Packers, which was the precursor to Green and Gold Today, which then begat Wilde and Tausch, they sometimes would set up their stage right by where we were doing the show. So, like, the second and third hour, as we discussed, like the offensive line and the defense and the special teams would have the soundtrack of them playing, and they would cause bottlenecks in the walkways because people would stop to dance, and they're like a legendary but kind of a rogue band. So I don't have the flyer for the 3 weekends in front of me. I don't know if they still do shows there or not.
I have bad news. I have bad news to report.
They disbanded, didn't they?
That I don't know, but they are not here this year.
It's disappointing.
Or maybe they're going rogue and they're just playing in some random area, clogging it up, and it's not by you guys.
Pop-up shows.
Pop-up shows, yes, right by us.
That's exactly what. That's a really good way to describe them. Well done. That's a good answer.
Jason, what are you looking forward to most next Saturday for State of the Packers?
Oh, now he's irritated with us.
Yeah,
now he's just mad. Well, I'm looking forward to spending time with you and Gabe. I have a little surprise for Gabe that I'm gonna bring with me. I got to figure out exactly how to make it so it gets through security. It's nothing dangerous, I assure you, but it will put an end to a long-running joke that has been going on between myself and him for about a year now. So I'm looking forward to that. And look, I'm gonna launch the most important Packers list, which I used to do when we first started the website back in 2009. Often imitated, never duplicated. And I'm going to put that list together. I'm going to ask a few of our experts on our panel, including you, Strouf, for, to kind of tell me what you think of the list and who you would move up or down. I'm going to send that out. Because I don't want it to just be my opinion, because I recognize I have some biases. Like, I really like Evan Williams, for example. He's smart. He's a really smart football player. He's got an engaging personality. He's a really good quote. And he played at Oregon. So I had seen him play before they drafted him. But does he belong in the top 20 players that are the most important to this team? I think so. But I'm not sure if I should put him there, because
I think he is.
Yeah, until you start to think about it, like, I think I have to put all three of the top corners on the list, right? Because behind them, they have no one who's ever done anything in the NFL. So, whereas behind Evan Williams, thank you, good answer. Behind Evan Williams, they have Javon Bullard, they have Ketan Oladapo, they have Zane Anderson, all of whom started at least one game for them, I think, last year. So it's not the best, it's the most important. And to another point that I think, I would probably like to get Tausch's input on, I'm going to ask him this when we reconvene on Monday, is Jordan Love the slam dunk Cooper flag #1 pick, or is it Josh Jacobs, given that they ran the ball more than they threw it last year, and the fact that they did find a way to win with Malik Willis in a couple of games? I'm not saying Jordan Love's like 15. I'm saying maybe he's 2 instead of 1. But would I have ever, if I'd done this all throughout Aaron Rodgers' tenure as the starter, would I have ever put someone other than Rodgers at #1? No. But I'm at least considering. I'm not saying I will land there, but like, if Josh Jacobs gets hurt, I think they're in really big trouble, because I think Emmanuel Wilson is a decent backup, and I have no idea what Marshawn Lloyd is. Like, he could be Marshawn Lynch, or he could be Christopher Lloyd. Like, I don't know, because he's done next to nothing with his star-crossed rookie season.
Do you know who Christopher Lloyd is?
He's Doc Brown. 1.21 gigawatts.
I know who that is.
There we go.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd.
Well, I have my opinions on the matter, but I will leave the answer.
You're saving them?
The inevitable good answer for Mark Tauscher on Wilde and Tausch on Monday, because you said you wanted to bring it to him.
No, I want to know what you think. He's not listening to this. He's recovering.
Yeah, but you said you're going to bring it to him.
Well, I will, but I want to see what he says, but he's not going to be influenced by what you say. And here's the thing. He went to the Killers last night at
So did I.
The AmFam Amphitheater. Oh, nice. Were they good?
They were fantastic. Brandon Flowers is one of the best showmen I've ever seen.
Couldn't agree with you more.
singer.
Wish Tausch would have given me the tickets he was going to give to Evan Cohen to go with him, but he didn't. So do you think that is there any question in your mind that Jordan Love should be number one on that list? Or am I crazy to think?
No, I don't think you're crazy. I understand where you're coming from, but yeah, it's a Cooper Flag slam dunk number one pick. It's Jordan Love.
I think the answer is unequivocally no, but I also think his lack of ascension into like a superstar is the reason there's a question. But I think no matter how good or bad he is, he's going to be the most important factor to the Packers' success.
Yeah.
So even if he's bad, I still think that matters more than anybody else being good.
But then that tells you who number two is,
or
right?
average even.
Because I think the fact it's even a conversation in your mind, Jason, shows you how important the running game is to this offense and how crucial Josh Jacobs' health will be in 25 alongside Jordan Love's health. Both those guys are healthy and they stink, or they're a 6-11 team. Well, that's pause for concern, right? I mean, obviously, then you have some big decisions to make in the offseason.
Did you say pause for concern?
He did. He did. He did.
Buddy, I'm so sorry.
I heard it too. In fairness, I was back after our little dust up earlier. He's not going to say anything.
I got your back.
It's been a rough first half of the show for me. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a rough first half of the show for me. Okay, well, we will dive into all of that and more on State of the Packers next week from 12 to 3 right here on ESPN Milwaukee. Jason Wilde will be full of good answers. Yeah, it certainly sounds that way. Jason, appreciate the time as always, buddy. We'll catch up with you later this week. No Sunday Karma tomorrow, so you can sleep in.
All right, take another drink out of Josh's water. Hit the reset button, and I know you're going to crush the rest of the show. But I love you guys, man. It was a great to spend some Saturday with you. Back to hanging up my hoodies. Take care. Be good.
Love you too, Jason. We'll talk to you soon. More Summerfest Saturday coming up right after this on ESPN Milwaukee.
You're listening to Summerfest Saturday across ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more. Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
Don't scroll past summer. Experience it live at Summerfest because it's more than just a music festival. It's your summer highlight reel. Don't miss Summerfest, June 19th to July 5th. Presented by American Family Insurance. Get tickets at summerfest.com.
This fall, there's only one place to be, Camp Randall Stadium. Wisconsin football returns with can't-miss matchups, including Maryland, Iowa, Washington, and more. From the first touchdown to jump around in the celebration of the fifth quarter. Experience the traditions and unforgettable memories that make Wisconsin football so special. Single-game tickets are now on sale. Lock in your spot today by visiting uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. Wisconsin football game day starts here. We'll see you at Camp Randall.
For general contest rules, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Bruston Nortman's Brad Nortman. Ready for a fresh ride? Tsunami Express Car Wash is now open in New Berlin. Surf to Tsunami Express and enjoy free washes, giveaways, and membership deals during our grand opening celebration now through July 6th. Tsunami Express uses best-in-class technology, making washing your car fun, fast, and easy. After your wash, enjoy our free premium amenities like powerful vacuums and air for your tires. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com/New Berlin.
Two Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new fried bologna sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
And as Pella goes into another windup, it's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years.
Pella also provides a free in-home consultation, which includes a no-obligation quote.
That's always a great play because working with one of Pella's design experts is such a wonderful, no-pressure get-together. I know this from experience.
With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the USA, you can get the look you want at a price you can afford.
And there's no reason to wait with this incredible deal going on.
Get no interest and no payment for up to 2 years.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2025.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
This is Summerfest Saturday on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Summerfest Saturday, live from Summerfest in the Gruber Law Office Sports Zone.
Well, you love
Josh DiMaggio. I'm Alex Strouf. Oh.
Who is this?
I think this is Here Come the Mummies.
Sure is.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Trying to cheer you up. That's not even. Our guy's down bad, Josh. He's out. He's done.
Yeah. Ashton Rotman running the show. Alex Strouf, Josh DiMaggio with you. Go ahead, Josh.
I'd say I'd take it easy on him, but that would be a lie, and I don't want to lie to all of the loyal ESPN Milwaukee fans and listeners out there.
What we call on Mr. Irrelevant the MIA, the Mr. Irrelevant Army.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a rough first half of the show, but we'll get right. Josh, you had a predicament with your significant other, is my understanding?
Not so much of a predicament. It was a situation arised. This morning, I went to one of the bagel places here in the greater Milwaukee area. I got there the moment they opened, and I was the 16th person in line, which was quite impressive. But there had been a request for this place for me to pick it up in the morning last night. I did not at that time, fault on me, get an order. You could also blame the other person for not giving me an order, but we don't do that. We take responsibility and accountability here.
Yeah, pat on the back to you.
I had to blindly order for her, not knowing exactly what she wanted, but having eaten out with her now hundreds of times and even gone to this specific bagel shop, but there are more than one, and the orders change. So I blindly ordered something that I thought was the right order. Come to find out later, it's the right order, but for a different bagel shop because the veggie bagel at one is different than the other.
Boy.
So I was wondering, with what amount of accuracy can you go in totally blind and order exactly what someone's looking for, your significant other specifically?
I think I would be very good at this.
No,
but also,
what a shocker.
It sounds nice.
Come on.
Good pop. No, that's just a good pop.
I was ready to defend you. I'm like, yeah, I'm with Alex. Oh, God.
No, that's just a good pop by Joshy. I think I would be good at this, but here's the thing, and it seems like it's coming into play for you and Mussolini and me and my girlfriend, and that is picky eaters.
Not so much picky, but specific.
Yes.
Eats a lot of things, but likes things specifically, like the same order. Like if I like, let's say, a Reuben.
Yep.
I'll be happy with whatever one I get.
As long as it is corned beef, sauerkraut, and rye bread. Right.
Like that to me, and yes, some are better than others, but I'll be happy regardless.
Yep.
And that doesn't apply, and I don't know if I'm weird, where I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. It's good enough. I enjoyed it. But there is like specific places, specific orders. I mean, even specific times a day for some places and where you order it, depending on how busy they are and how fast they have to make something.
Yep. I would agree. I think I don't know. I have to test this out now. So I just have to blindly go to a random restaurant. But this isn't a random restaurant. This is one you've been to before.
Yes, but only a handful of times. Like it.
And I guess the follow-up question I would have then: do the item menus or the menu items change?
No, it's consistent, and it's a similar thing. The thing that tripped me up is one place we get the veggie, one place we don't, and I did not realize that it wasn't the same for both. I hadn't made that mental note, and I realize a lot of times I think I'm doing the right thing. And then I find out I'm not later.
Oh, that's the story of my life right there.
And it most often happens, to be fair, with food things where I'm like, oh, I'll stop and grab you this because I was there. And then you come back with it and you can look at like you have 5 heads. Like, what made you think I'd ever want this? And it's like, well, you like X. Why wouldn't you like Y?
Sure.
Ashton, where do you stand on this? Do you think you would be accurate in food ordering for your significant other?
Yeah, piece of cake. I mean, honestly, one of the greatest things about my fiance, 28 days from being married, is that
4 weeks.
She's not picky. Oh, it is 4 weeks. Wow. She's not picky. She's a pescatarian, so like that's how we live at home. So like
that's a big help.
Anything within that realm I can deal with. Josh, I have an exact scenario of the bagel thing that you're talking about, potentially at the same exact place. I know exactly what to do when I go there. It's one of 2 things, and she'll be happy.
Hold on. I have follow-up questions real quick. I didn't realize this. Do you identify as a pescatarian?
Technically. Adjacent.
So you don't eat meat?
90% of the time, no. If we go,
hold on.
If we go,
I have further questions.
Go ahead.
How long has this been the case?
We've been together, 3 years almost.
Okay, you ran a food truck
that famously
primarily used meat.
What if I said at home only?
At home only, you're a pescatarian. So if you were like at Summerfest, for example, you would not be a pescatarian?
No. I would get a giant ass chicken leg and eat that while walking, probably.
A giant ass chicken leg.
You've never seen that from the?
No, I have.
Grill?
Isn't that turkey though?
Maybe it's turkey. I think it's a chicken. I thought it was a chicken thing. And the guys that are on the grill on that are basically my heroes. Those are my personal first responders. So I love what they do. So I think that's a way I can support them.
Here's why I love Summerfest. We just took a selfie. Yeah. And
you guys
I'm
look good on camera, by the way.
Thank you. We appreciate that. We posed. I threw up the deuces. Always not sure how to do it. What'd you do, hang loose?
No, I think I just waved.
Josh is just out with the people, man.
Yeah.
It's good to get him out here with the people. Ashton Rotman's running the show for us. We will hear more from Ashton in a bit, as I have many questions 4 weeks away. Yes, I've got some time carved out for you in the program. I also want to try something today. And I texted Josh about this, and I didn't get a response, so we're going to talk about this on the air.
I don't know what you're asking.
Here's where we go. I think this is the perfect outlet to discuss the greatest Wisconsin athlete of all time.
Oh, yeah.
We're at Summerfest. It's a beautiful day. Vibes are high. We're in the middle of the offseason for football. NBA free agency is about to begin. We're going to be talking about Giannis a lot. It's a good opportunity to talk about Giannis. We've got multiple quarterbacks. We've got high school athletes. We've got college athletes. I do want to discuss who would be on the hypothetical Mount Rushmore of Wisconsin athletes specifically. So Vince Lombardi not included on that. So I want to do that in the 2 o'clock hour. Also want to hear from Danny Parkins of FS1 because he said the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And you know me and Bears fans, Joshy. We do not get on well.
I thought you were going to say, you know me and stupid things. I know them well.
Good pop. Good pop. Come on. Don't leave me hanging. Good pop. Good pop. Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf, Rotman with you at Summerfest Saturday. We are live at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Zone in the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio. If you're coming to Summerfest, come say what's up to me and Josh. Here with you until 3 o'clock here on ESPN Milwaukee. And, of course, State of the Packers coming up next Saturday here from Summerfest. More Summerfest Saturday right after this, ESPN Milwaukee.
You're listening to Summerfest Saturday across ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The open road is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July, you could burn rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play. Fire up your fantasy. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh, and if you're a homeowner like me, you know how it goes. There's always a project that needs attention, and sometimes the big ones, like replacing old windows, get pushed to the bottom of the list. But I'm telling you, this is the time to finally check that box with Universal Windows Direct. They're running their home improvement season sale, and the offer is just too good to pass up. You can get payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Call 414-410-2000 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 5.5 to 8 ounce selected varieties Crystal Farm shredded or chunk cheese, 2 for $5. 9 to 16 ounce selected varieties Old Dutch tortilla or crunch chips or salsa, 2 for $5.50. 10 to 10.8 ounce selected varieties Bird's Eye frozen vegetables, 4 for $5. 18 to 54 count selected varieties Hefty plates or bowls, 2 for $5.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
With more than 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served more than 5 million people globally. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Summerfest Saturday on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Stop. Miga. Yuki. Chiba. I get money, I'm a star.
Yeah, here we go. Summerfest Saturday, live from the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone in the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio. It's Josh DiMaggio. I'm Alex Strouf hanging out with you. Don't you just feel like shaking your rump a little bit?
Nope.
Really? Ashy?
10%.
Okay, fair enough. Going to be a great day at Summerfest. Some great acts. Megan Thee Stallion in the amphitheater. Hey, there's no better time for rump shaking than a Saturday in June on the lakeshore.
Why do you have to say rump?
Yeah.
What's the question?
Booty.
Why do you have to say rump?
Tuchus?
Yeah, why can't you say anything else?
Tuchus shaking.
Tuchus.
Doesn't come off the tongue as well as rump
Hiney.
shaking. Hiney shaking, no. I mean, I could say butt shaking, but like that's too.
Sure.
It's too
You
mainstream.
got yourself here. Get yourself out.
Rump shaking, baby. I'm going to get out of here by shaking my rump all day at Summerfest. All right. So sometimes you see stuff on the internet, like I did in the commercial break, and you go, what are we doing here? And that is what I responded out loud to my phone when I watched this clip of Danny Parkins on Fox Sports 1 with a couple of other people who you will hear in the background. I believe it's Kevin Wilde and Chris Broussard who was with Danny Parkins on this particular day on FS1, talking about Caleb Williams and Jordan Love. It might make your brain hurt, and I apologize in advance. Here's Danny Parkins on Fox Sports 1.
How about this? Caleb Williams already better than Jordan Love. How about that?
No one believes that.
Okay, I'm sorry, but it's true.
Really?
Jordan Love has played the majority of 2 seasons, right? Both of those seasons, double-digit interceptions, 11 interceptions
Love
each of those.
Went into Dallas.
Oh yeah, because Mike McCarthy's never lost a playoff game at home and gotten blown out. Yeah, he had a nice playoff game. Congratulations. Here's the thing about Jordan Love. Guy had 11 interceptions both years that he played. Caleb Williams played 17 games last year, had 6.
He's scared to throw the ball, Dan.
Right.
Jordan Love has Matt LaFleur of the Sean McVay tree. He has been, everything in the world has been catered to him. Jordan Love, the unbelievable ceiling, had a 63% completion percentage last year.
Hey, how about this? Don't talk about things that are that blatantly stupid. How about that?
I've reserved this phrase for only a few people in the history of my time on air. That is a terminal case of not knowing ball. He displayed an utter lack of understanding of letting your eyes tell you what you see. You know your take is bad when you deliver it in the room aghast and then instantly starts refuting you before you can even make your full point. You make a point so bad, people are unwilling to hear your justification for it because you are so far off base. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Parkins was once a local radio host in Chicago?
That would be correct.
Do we think maybe perhaps his opinion
Possibly.
might be colored by and catering to an audience that resides just a bit south of here?
I would think that's a fair point by you, yeah.
The interceptions thing to be the one thing he went to when Caleb Williams did not throw the ball downfield, took no risks. Most of his completions were near or at the line of scrimmage. Like, you can't watch him and go, he's already better. Could he eventually be? Sure. I would bet against it. From what I saw in his first year, I would say Caleb Williams' peak is probably Kirk Cousins. That's probably the best version.
I would say that's probably
a little more mobile Kirk Cousins. But what I saw last year was a guy who was an average athlete on an NFL field that wasn't able to do the things he was able to do in college. Yep. And unless he can get away from that, it's going to have a really hard time in the NFL. Jordan Love's heights are something Caleb Williams would die for. They still haven't had a 4,000-yard passer.
0 of them in Chicago Bears history.
And if you can't do it with all that talent, remember, best situation for rookie first overall pick ever. And granted, you can make a case for the supporting cast of the coaching staff, but it doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes 0 sense. It's an awful, awful opinion by Danny Parkins. And to your point on the interception thing, if that is the one statistic you clamor to and you cling to support your argument is bad and wrong, right? It's as simple as that. The eye test is one thing, right? I mean, the eye test is simple enough. If you watched Green Bay Packers games and Chicago Bears games last year, the eye test tells you Jordan Love is a far superior quarterback at this point in his career than Caleb Williams. Now, I will say this. I don't often say anything nice about Bears, players, fans, the fan base, which is awful. I never say anything nice about Bears, period, right? It's very rare for me. Caleb Williams might be an okay NFL quarterback.
Yeah?
Jordan Love might be a great NFL quarterback. Right. We are operating in two different playing fields at this point in their careers as Caleb Williams enters year 2 and Jordan Love enters year 3 as the starting quarterback. Jordan Love has shown flashes of brilliance.
Yes.
Of level of play.
Best quarterback in the game for 9 weeks,
Correct.
including the playoffs.
Level of play that is comparable to that of Patrick Mahomes. Caleb Williams' top level of play was comparable to
Marcus Mariota.
Right. Tua? I mean, nothing that was that impressive. Now, can Caleb Williams, with a nice offensive mind head coach and Ben Johnson and some good weapons around him, churn out a decent season? My answer is yes. I think he will. I think he'll have a fine season. But do I think Caleb Williams is going to elevate into top 10 quarterback in the league talks like Jordan Love is constantly in after this season? No. I think the answer is no. I do not think that Jordan Love and Caleb Williams are even on the same playing field right now.
No. He has to prove that he's worthy of a second contract before being put in the conversation of the same as Jordan Love. Jordan Love got paid. You can question how much it is, whatever. But Caleb Williams, for a first overall pick, his expectations, he should be better than Jordan Love, and he's given us little to no evidence that he'll ever be.
Correct.
Now, granted, it's 1 year. You have to have time to develop. But would you say you saw a sign? I could make an argument that there were 3 rookie quarterbacks last season that I could make a case for being better than him in the long run.
Well, Jaden Daniels is easy.
Yes.
That's a layup. Bo Nix, I think I would agree with you.
Yep.
Who's the third?
Drake May.
Drake May.
Yes. Drake May was on the worst roster with probably an even worse coaching staff that had all been replaced, and proved he was an athlete that could scramble and move around and make throws. I think
his skill set certainly showed it could translate better than Caleb Williams in year 1. I would agree with that. You're distracted.
I thought that was the end of the conversation.
Great talk, Joshy. Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf.
What else was I supposed to add there?
Just leave it alone, Josh. Just leave it alone. Summerfest Saturday, we wrap up the 1 o'clock hour before we get to our big conversation today. Who is the greatest?
The big conversation.
The big conversation. Who's the greatest Wisconsin athlete of all time? We are going to attempt to make a Mount Rushmore of Wisconsin athletes all time. We'd love to hear from you on that. 800-990-3776 is the Cardinals talking text line. Again, 800-990.
I got a quick question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I were to put you on that sailboat we see out there in the distance here,
yes,
how long do you think it would take you to be able to navigate it?
So, good question. Good question. I have a good friend of mine who bought a sailboat last year. I have not been on it yet, but he said it's not that hard.
Ashton, didn't you know that was going to be the answer?
He learned in 4 hours how to sail.
Right now, I'm tossing the ball off the backboard to myself and slamming it home.
And you're not even meaning to. It just happens. The hoop keeps getting bigger and bigger. Every time I try to defend him and be nice, he just...
You know what the best part about you at Summerfest is? You're wearing shorts.
Yeah.
You're standing up. And I look at your right leg, and I just see Homer's face.
Homer's face, yeah. Yeah.
Of course, Steve the Homer True, weekdays from 5 to 6 on the Homer Hour here on ESPN Milwaukee. All right, more Summerfest Saturday coming up right after this, right here on 94.5 ESPN.
You're listening to Summerfest Saturday across ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on July 1st.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the New York Mets.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in July 1st at 6:10 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup available, you'll always find what you love only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Truck drivers, the job you have today might not be the one you want tomorrow, and that's okay. At Schneider, our transfer team is here to help you if you decide the job you picked isn't the right fit, or if you come across life changes that require a different schedule or home time. Last year, nearly 2,000 Schneider drivers transferred to different opportunities at the company that better met their lifestyle. Find the driving job that fits yours and your family's needs. Apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video. Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. This is Summerfest Saturday on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The Mavericks will headline one of the stages here at Summerfest tonight. It's Summerfest Saturday, ESPN Milwaukee. That's Josh DiMaggio. I'm Alex Strouf hanging out with you. Live from the Gruber Law Offices Sports Zone at Summerfest.
Look at that awesome
the Pella
face
windows
paint.
and doors of Wisconsin. Where? I miss it?
Yeah.
What would we need for you to get your face painted? What would I need to do?
Cash.
Okay, I need to pay you?
Yeah.
Nothing else?
Wait, how much, though? How much?
Yeah, how much are we talking?
$250.
I'll pitch in.
Just for face paint?
How much face paint? Let's talk about this because I'd be willing to Venmo you money, Alex, to see this happen.
Okay, but $250 is too much.
I got to start with the high bid.
Okay, so I'm going to talk you down on the price. But
no, you're not.
Can we do the Can we do the Tyson for like a cheaper price? Because it's not as much face paint then.
200.
I would put a $50 maybe, but I don't know about.
You got to understand. I got to go home after this.
Yeah, you're not going to get dumped
Mike
because of your
Tyson.
Face,
No,
face paint.
it's more about me walking out of here.
The self-respect thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's fair. Hey, did you know O.J. Simpson's housemate tweeted me this week?
Oh, my God.
Cato Kalin, I did see this. Yeah. Yes, Cato Kalin, who has Wisconsin ties.
From
maybe
Milwaukee,
he's yes, and he's like in and around the Brewers all the time. He's one of the more negative Brewers fans I've ever seen.
Really?
If you follow his interactions.
I can't say I have prior to him.
But he thinks he can throw out a better first pitch than you, and I agree. And I know nothing about Cato Kalin. I think that gentleman walking would throw a better first pitch than you.
Okay.
That one over there, better first pitch.
We could go all day. I mean, we got an hour left of the show. Ashton Rotman.
Yeah.
I have a few questions for you.
Oh boy. All right, let me. Yes, I'm here.
So you have a new job.
Well, yeah, I do. Yep.
Same company. Still work for us.
Yep. Content manager. ESPN
Why? Well,
Madison.
yeah, you definitely have a new job.
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Okay. And you started this week.
Yes, I did.
How did week 1 go?
Week 1 was lovely, and I still got to see you in the office one of the days, which was definitely a thing that was a surprise.
Okay. Yep, that did happen on Thursday when I was in Madison for Made 'em Believe. Terrific event.
Things
Props
are
to
good.
everybody involved. I also am under the impression that you are the one who scheduled these shows, right? The Saturday Summerfest shows?
Yep, that was me.
So we are through 5 of 6 hours of Joshy and I together at Summerfest.
Yes.
How do you think we've been doing together?
Oh, very well. I'm enjoying it immensely. How are you feeling?
Okay. Well, that's not what I'm asking here. The other portion I'd like to bring up is that typically...
This is a slow burn, brother.
Typically in past years...
I'm so far behind.
Typically in past years, these shows have been 2 hours.
Yep.
This year, you made the decision to extend Joshy's legs to 3 hours each week.
Yes, I felt like that was best for everybody.
And you now feel what?
Great. I feel like I've only been...
Should go 4.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like you guys are just getting off easy with only 3 hours each week.
Here's the thing I'm struggling with. Is anytime I set somebody up to diss Josh, they don't take the bait. Why is that? Are people intimidated by you?
Yes, 1,000%. I'll speak for myself. I can't handle a back and forth with him. I don't know what to do. That's why I'm
So
leaving.
am I the dumb one for putting myself in these situations all the time?
Well, if you look at our past history, and I certainly don't remember you getting one over on me. I'm sure it's happened. But usually when we get into a verbal spat or a disagreement or one of those, who comes out on top most of the time?
Coming up next on Summerfest Saturday, we will dive into the greatest Wisconsin athletes of all time.
Alex Strouf, my list.
Bad pop. Bad pop. If I couldn't give you a fist bump, which I can't, I wouldn't. I don't think that sentence made sense. Greatest Wisconsin athletes of all time. Coming up next in 2 minutes. It's Summerfest Saturday.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
It's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. For me and my family, finding the perfect home is a journey, but we don't walk it alone. With the We Sell Group, Rob and Nick aren't just real estate agents, they're part of our family's team. They bring us options, perspective, and peace of mind. While they navigate the market, I can stay focused on all that life has in store. Because at the We Sell Group, it's not just about the home, it's about the people and the path it takes to get there. The We Sell Group, more than agents, part of your journey. Get started with Rob and Nick at WeSell.kw.com.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Don't scroll past summer. Experience it live at Summerfest because it's more than just a music festival. It's your summer highlight reel. Don't miss Summerfest, June 19th to July 5th. Presented by American Family Insurance. Get tickets at summerfest.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time to get your weekend fix. From stadium roars to festival scores, every beat of the sports world drops here. Live from the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone on the grounds of one of the most iconic music festivals in the country, this is Summerfest Saturday. Here's Alex Strouf and Josh DiMaggio.
Summerfest Saturday, live from the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone, inside the Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio. I'm Alex Strouf. That's dancing, Josh DiMaggio? What was that?
I was just a little wiggle.
Give me one more.
No, you can't. I don't just perform for you on demand.
Yes, you do.
No.
You do it 3 times a week at Mr. Relevant, 12:30.
I do that.
Good point.
For the audience, for the fans.
Yes, but
actively, I would say I'm more often trying to ruin what you're doing than trying to abide by what you're doing.
Is that what you've been doing today?
No, I think I've brought the people exactly what they wanted. How many thousands of times has your tweet about your first pitch been viewed?
About 50,000.
I think more people want to know about it. I forced that conversation there. I've gotten some good pops in on you. You are now a sailor. You think you can throw first pitches?
You said, how long would it take you? And I never answered the question. I just said that I have a buddy
that said it would be easy.
No.
You said your buddy said it would be, and then I
take his word for it.
You confirmed, Ashton. Did he not say it would be easy?
You did say it would be easy, and that's when I wanted to sort of agree with you because
I did not say it would be easy.
But
you did. I quoted the man.
So it's the same
I
thing.
quoted a man, my friend Tyler, who said it's easy.
I don't want to get caught in the minutia here, but you said that first and then made the declarative yourself that you believe you could do it.
I think I could figure it out eventually, yes.
I
Just
agree
like
with
I
him.
think you think you could land an airplane.
Yeah,
right?
if we have until the end of time, you would figure it out, maybe.
Well, what is the parameters of
I
the
don't
challenge?
think you understand like physics correctly and like knots and tying things
That's
out.
kind of rude, wouldn't you say?
What have you done in your history to make me believe that you would you sink the ship before you figure out how to steer
I just had a moment.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all about.
I don't know. I think he may have been intoxicated.
Yeah.
As one is at Summerfest, and he just started clapping rhythmically, so I joined in.
Joined right in. That's what you got to do.
You think I got rhythm?
No.
Who would be the best Summerfest act in terms of musically? Me, you, or Ashton?
Well, once again here, you're probably going to pick yourself.
I am, yes.
Yeah.
I'd be a great front.
I'm going to realize my shortcomings and know I have no specific talent when it comes to music.
Oh, really?
So I wouldn't.
I think you'd be a good drummer.
I think you believe you could sit down at a drum set and be a professional level drummer within like a couple hours.
No, I couldn't do that. Drums are hard.
I think you could, for your favorite band, you believe you could take over lead singing and do a good enough job.
Now you're starting to understand Alex Strouf a little bit. Yes, I do.
Because, of course, you wouldn't be in the back where the drummer is.
No.
You're front and center. You are the attraction.
I'm bringing the juice. I'm bringing the energy. I'm gifting, I'm gifting everybody in the audience my beautiful tones of my voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You speak as if you're tone deaf. So I don't know if you would be able to
mean?
Your voice is so deep, it sounds like you would, I don't think you would be able to harmonize.
We could try.
Nope.
Ashton?
No, thank
Why don't you? Ashton could play some music and you could try and harmonize to it along.
The one problem we have is it would be a little bit delayed because we're out.
I was trying to set you up for that and make you sound foolish. I'm going to be honest.
I would have caught him on that one. I don't need to. I'm already uncomfortable. I don't need to make him feel any worse.
I did not do a Packers parody song this week on KBN.
I heard you singing one in the Madison studio.
Yeah, it didn't turn out very well. It does exist, but it wasn't very good.
I just want to say I'm grateful for that. I didn't have to listen to it, and every day I get with you not singing a Packers parody song is a good day for me.
I don't think that's nice.
I agree. I like them. I think they're good. They're bad, but they're good.
I think they stink, and I think you're getting bad advice from those around you who are clapping and cheering you on.
Okay, do you view yourself as like the moral compass of ESPN Milwaukee?
No, certainly not.
None of us do either.
Do I believe myself to be the one who's willing to probably say some things others aren't? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I stink?
Yeah. Well, you stink at singing.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I think I'm great at entertaining. I'm great at providing. I'm great
I
at
love when we
innovating.
get in these back and forths, and I say something, you just say no.
Yeah, because you're wrong. Like the
See, and this is how you end up in a situation.
big shortcoming for Josh DiMaggio is he never realizes he's wrong.
No, I've admitted I'm wrong many times on these programs. It's just we have a bit on Mr. Irrelevant. Hunter plays a chime and says Josh was right. I just come out and top a lot, and you're resentful.
I'm not resentful. I hold no resentment towards you.
You don't like it. You want to mark up one more in the Alex Strouf tale.
I'm not even going to set this up how Alex wants me to. I just want to make Josh's day worse.
The best thought love was only true in Titletown.
He took off his headset.
Meant for
Where's he
someone else, but not for clowns.
Come on, Josh.
Love is out to get them.
Come on, you gotta
That's
hear
the
him.
way it seems.
You just ate fries.
Caleb Williams
No, you haven't.
disappoints their dreams. When I saw Love's face, I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I love love. I'm a believer. I couldn't be a bear if I tried.
What'd you think?
Awful.
That was the song I started working on, and then I said, "Wow, this sucks." So
Yeah.
I hit it from daylight.
Well, you did. For maybe the first time in your history, you correctly evaluated your own abilities.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. That was a big step we just took right there.
But then we played it anyway.
Well, yeah, of course, you're you. So even you sucking, you're like, well, it's good enough. I'm still blessing
No,
you.
that one's really bad. That's my worst work maybe ever.
What I think you need to do is stay away from the higher notes. Getting up there is not your game. You have a pretty unique voice. There's probably a lot of songs if you think of like deeper voice singers that would probably play better to your skill set.
So would you like to become my musical producer?
Not particularly, no. Because that would mean I would have to be in a room with you as you sing. I could maybe give you some ideas.
Okay.
The first one that's coming to mind, and I can't imagine, it would be kind of funny, though. Josh Turner, he's known for his deep voice. And they've got the... Yes. Like doing that as a
That's actually not a bad call by you. Yeah.
That to me is funny because that's like, let's be honest, that's a carnal passion song. That one, but turn it into a Packer song.
Carnal passion. I didn't like that phrasing at all.
That would be a funny way to take it. But you singing the Shrek theme song, I don't need. I'm not happy to hear that.
Chris wants to point out one thing Josh said to me that segment because he said it made him LMAO. You speak like you're tone deaf. It's about as rude as you could possibly be.
It was about the meanest thing he said. Yeah, I agree.
You speak like you're tone deaf. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate that.
Well, here's the thing. We all just heard you sing, and I think you're hearing good most of the time in those songs.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else is hearing that.
I hear another one by Alex? I mean, I just out of curiosity, should we? I have some. You want to?
Yeah,
the Green Bay
I think
Packers
we should.
offered a contract comparable with what the Ravens
This
contract
one's
offered.
good.
Will he still
This
be
is
a
a good
Packer
one.
today?
Josh, give it a chance.
I've heard it.
Jair's dad says what's going
so
on.
bad. That
Jair's
part
dad
It's great.
says what's going on. Jair's dad
Just wait for it, my favorite part
says
right
what's
now.
going on. Jair's dad
Offseason on his own
says what's
production.
going on. Jair, can I come over to Baltimore? Baltimore. We can hang around and play catch with Lamar. Play catch with Lamar. Did Goody give you a contract you want?
I think the best part about these songs by Alex, Josh, you can agree with me on this one, the lack of actual good production that goes into it, despite knowing the amount of time he spends, is baffling and also my favorite part.
Yeah, that's what you get.
The fact that you are a beat behind on everything, you're just slightly off every chorus, every lyric is like
infuriating.
I don't
right?
know why you're doing it that way and why you wouldn't just correct it.
Because that's part of the bit, Josh.
Yeah, but you think it's good. You do.
Yeah, I think it's great.
You think it's good. You think you're doing the classic thing. We're back to the first segment of, yeah, but it's bad, so it's good.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But you behind the scenes.
I will tell you this. Nobody on planet Earth better at rocking the bad than I am.
I don't know if I'd phrase it that way. I think publicly humiliated himself, you are the world leader.
Ooh. There's got to be better options now.
I'm going to be hard pressed. You're on a heater.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you.
You're on an absolute heater.
Now that right there, the nicest thing Josh has ever said to me. We dive into the greatest Wisconsin athlete.
I'm not going to finish what you're on a heater of.
No, just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. Please, I would appreciate that. We'll dive into the greatest Wisconsin sports athletes of all time. Coming up next, Summerfest Saturday, live from day 6 of 9 of Summerfest at Henry Meyer Festival Park, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
You're listening to Summerfest Saturday across ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. You really want a summer of entertainment?
My job to win a World Series is my job to provide a summer of entertainment.
Be careful what you wish for.
Struck him out looking. Ball game over. It's a grand slam. Dives. He caught it. Struck him out looking. Oh, my goodness. Christian Yelich. Mizorowski. Sal Freeling. Trevor McGill.
Everything Brew Crew lives right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Sip into a flawless summer. Hey, it's KBN's Brad Nortman. Let carbless, ready-to-drink cocktails be your passport to pool parties, patio hangouts, cookouts, and pure summer bliss. Carbless is here to spark a summer of flavor and fun. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and of course, all the good vibes. From fruity flavors to refreshing fizz, Carbless stands out in a sea of same-old seltzers. See what flavors fit your summer. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and enter to win a flawless summer prize pack today.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For over 50 years, Cousin Subs has celebrated and embraced the traditions of their home state of Wisconsin. And now, Cousins will be honoring a Wisconsin tradition like no other with their pull tab giveaway promo. Now through July 6th, while supplies last, guests will receive a Cousins pull tab with a sub or sub-inable purchase for a chance to win Cousin Subs for a year and much more. For additional info and official rules, visit cousinsubs.com/pull tabs. 1 pull tab per customer per transaction per day. To receive a pull tab with no purchase necessary, see official rules.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, artist in residence, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Avondale Roofing is knocking on your door. Leaking roof? Man, that's a shame. Call the real pros. We running this game. We patch it, thatch it, no need to stress. Our crew shows up and cleans up the mess. No drips, no drafts, no drama at all. Just tight new shingles, then a leak-proof hall. Hey.
It's nothing but Avondale, baby. They keep it dry when the weather gets crazy. Hey.
Visit AvondaleRoofing.com. That is AvondaleRoofing.com.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 5.5 to 8 ounce selected varieties Crystal Farm shredded or chunk cheese, 2 for $5. 9 to 16 ounce selected varieties Old Dutch tortilla or crunch chips or salsa, 2 for $5.50. 10 to 10.8 ounce selected varieties Bird's Eye frozen vegetables, 4 for $5. 18 to 54 count selected varieties Hefty plates or bowls, 2 for $5.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
This is Summerfest Saturday on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low. And put some music on that's soft and slow. Baby,
we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. I've been thinking about it all day long.
Josh, not bad.
See?
It's not good, but it's not bad.
It's not as bad as the other ones, and this is what I'm trying to say.
How much you turns me on.
Your voice fits this.
Just to be old man. I could rock this, you're right.
Uh-huh.
I might be onto something. Summerfest Saturday, live from Summerfest, day 6 of 9 here at Henry Meyer Festival Park. That's Josh DiMaggio. I'm Alex Strouf hanging out with you. And I was laying in bed today wondering, what are you giggling at?
Just you, the thought of you wistfully laying there, because you also have told me about how every morning you wake up with a song in your head.
I do.
So after singing whatever song you sang.
I didn't sing today.
Wow.
I mean, I had a song stuck in my head, and it's still stuck in my head. Would you like to guess what it was? I mean,
no, I have no interest in guessing.
Now, this one makes sense today because I went to the Killers.
So.
Yeah, it was he doesn't look a thing like Jesus. That song was stuck in my head when we were young, when you were young. So, anyway. But I was thinking, laying there wistfully, as Josh describes, thinking, who is the greatest Wisconsin athlete of all time? Because I saw a poll from the Homer Hour earlier this week that said, whose accomplishments do you hold in higher regard? Is it Aaron Rodgers or Giannis? Which I think is a really good conversation. I think ultimately the answer is Aaron Rodgers, given the 4 MVPs. But Giannis is also a top 20 NBA player of all time. I don't know if we look at Aaron Rodgers and goes, he's a top 20 player of all time. He's certainly a top 10 quarterback of all time, or top 12 quarterback of all time. But is he within his sport held in a higher regard than Giannis is in his? And then obviously you have the questions of Hank Aaron or Andy North, the golfer, or J.J. Watt, right? Where do these guys all fall in to the greatest Wisconsin athletes of all time, no matter the Wisconsin tie? So, Joshy, I would like you to give me your case for the greatest Wisconsin athlete of all time.
Well, this is where we're going to focus all of our attention on the Big Four and the sports, professional sports. But Wisconsin has legitimate, legendary Olympic athletes as well. Like Dan Jansen set a world record in speed skating.
Oh, Dan Jansen. He wrote to Mark Murphy.
Yes.
Didn't he?
Is this Dan Jansen from West Allis?
Yeah.
He included in there as a little wink to. And then there's like people like Alan Amici.
Yeah.
There's multiple time like Heisman winners. And like are they born in Wisconsin or just have played in Wisconsin?
Either or can work here.
So that's where because I mean, when you talk about just simply athletic gifts, it's hard to look anywhere other than the 7-footer from Greece that has spent his time, because that is a rare skill set had by one person in the history of the world. And he's rivaled in terms of that, in terms of like size and strength, by like LeBron, and that's probably it.
Yeah.
Then you have like the Ron Danes of the world. You have the Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre's, who accolades are just teaming out of their ears in terms of accomplishments. And then you also have multi-time Olympiads. J.J. Watt. Multiple-time depoy. Like if we're boiling it down here, Paul Molitor we haven't mentioned, Robin Yount.
Right.
Like I don't know how we could realistically come up if we were to
Joshy, don't act like this is an impossible task.
You didn't listen to me, and I'm taking great disrespect in that. I think we need a Brewer, a Buck, a Packer, and then a miscellaneous for our Mount Rushmore. That's how we have to do it. We have to pick one of each and allocate our resources. I'm glad you're drawing heads instead of just listing them here with
I'm
your.
gonna draw them with a highlighter here on the.
I'm sure
that's
that's coming through great on the stream.
Let's see. You can't see. Let's look.
It didn't.
Here.
It doesn't.
It looks like a blank piece of paper. Good job.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
good job.
Let me see if I have a Sharpie somewhere. But
we are on a sports radio
We're doing a sports
program
radio
right now.
show.
Yeah.
What's the
We're
song?
not quite a
What's the
DJ.
song?
Yeah, what song do you want? Our producer's asking. What song do you want? I can't do that for you. Aaron Rodgers hasn't retired.
Aaron Rodgers has not retired.
But you want to hear a song? We can play it coming back from our next break. Oh, thank you. Where'd you find this? Oh, lovely.
What's happening?
Bruno Mars, Ashton. We need some Bruno Mars coming back next segment.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for your contributions
everyone.
to the program, everybody. This was very good. So we need a Packer, a Buck, a Brewer, and a Misk.
Yeah.
That could be a Badger. That could be a golfer. That could be anything.
That could be the 5-time. His name is escaping me. I can find it here quickly. Eric Heiden. 5 gold medals at the 1980 Olympics in speed skating. Like, that is a type of accomplishment that is hard to. And I'm sure we're going to leave names off this list, and people are going to be probably upset about that. Like, is Reggie White the winner for the Packers?
He could be. But I think it's hard-pressed to not pick a quarterback.
It is. But when you think of, like, a skill set that dominated, Aaron Rodgers dominated for a long time. But, like, Reggie White is as one of one in terms of talent and presence in the sport that we've ever seen.
All right, I want to hear from you on this. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. It's not that I don't want to hear from you, Joshy. It's that I want to hear from everybody.
The face I made was the gentleman tripping and almost falling, and that wasn't at your... I was reacting to something live. Yeah.
Dude, I got to tell you what. This putting us out in the wild thing we're doing recently, it's electric.
Yeah, I mean, people tripping is something that's always going to get my attention because I have a hard time not laughing in people's faces.
It's fair.
And it's not that I want them to fall. It's just the result of stumbling and falling is a funny act.
800-990-3776. Help us build the Wisconsin Sports Mount Rushmore for athletes specifically. Coaches not included on this one. We were specifically looking for athletes on this. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you, 800-990-3776, 800-990-ESPN. Your way in to Summerfest Saturday. Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf with you. Joshy, I asked you to peg one, and you just gave me like 12 names. What's one name you absolutely advocate for on this list?
I think the 5-time gold medalist Eric Heiden.
Eric Heiden.
Hayden. I don't know how to pronounce his name. 1980s.
Okay.
5 gold medals in one single Olympics.
I mean, super impressive.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Unbelievable, right? It doesn't happen. It's only happened a few times, and he happens to be one of them. I would say the one
It's like Phelpsian.
But that is Phelpsian.
Yeah.
Before Phelps.
Right.
I would say the one surefire that we have for the Bucks is Giannis.
Yes.
Right? Giannis is on our Mount Rushmore, hard stop.
Right, and there are people who are deserving of being on the list. It's just Giannis is that one of one.
Agreed. I would make the case for Aaron Rodgers as the Packer.
I wouldn't give you a hard fight in that because was for a decade the most talented person at that position who did things that prior to him existing we really didn't see on football fields really. The way he basically reinvented the position in terms of taking care and protecting the ball and then just the frequency of throws you thought impossible.
Yes.
That would. But there's so many great Packers dating back. I mean, Bart Starr, the accolades he has with him, it's like, yeah, we're getting into personal preference and probably visibility.
Correct.
We haven't seen much Bart Starr other than highlights from what existed during that.
Very grainy highlights, might
Yes.
add, from the 1960s. Yes, indeed. All right, we are building out our Wisconsin Sports Mount Rushmore of athletes. We need your help on this, though. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. The one name for certain we have on this list is Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is our recruitment tactic. Make sure he stays in Milwaukee. We're putting him on fictional statues.
When he says, I'm returning to the Bucks, he's going to mention Summerfest Saturday on June 28th as one of the reasons.
I would imagine he would as well. Would love to hear from you on this on the Carbless Talk and Text Line, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and anywhere else you can get in on that. I see we have some phone calls coming in. We will hit those on the other side. Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf hanging out with you at Summerfest Saturday, live from Summerfest, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
You're listening to Summerfest Saturday across ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems. Installation of new or old hoops and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
The open road is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July, you could burn rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play. Fire Up Your Fantasy, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walston. Right now, UWD is running their home improvement season sale. Payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Call 414-410-2000 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
With more than 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served more than 5 million people globally. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. This is Summerfest Saturday on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
In the Cadillac, girl, let's put some miles on it. Anything you want, just to put a smile on it. You deserve it, baby, you deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you. Gold jewelry.
Summerfest Saturday continues live from Henry Meyer Festival Park. Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf hanging out with you. We are live at the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone inside the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful summer afternoon here in Milwaukee right off the lake. This is awesome, Joshy. Like the picture perfect day at Summerfest today.
It's idyllic out here.
Wow.
The sun shining off the Lake Michigan here. You got the sailboats in the distance. You got the birds flying around. A nice little breeze. It is one of those days that makes you really grateful to be a resident of Milwaukee or to just have the advantage of visiting the lake and visiting places like Summerfest. It is, especially in comparison to last weekend, where you and I were probably not in our best moods.
We were a little sweaty, a little grumpy.
It is. These are, Chewy talks about perfect days. This, to me, is a perfect Wisconsin weather day.
And it's a perfect day to talk about Wisconsin as we are trying to build our Wisconsin athlete Mount Rushmore. The only name we have hard and fast on this list thus far is Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek freak makes our Mount Rushmore, without a doubt, the greatest Milwaukee Buck of all time, the two-time MVP. He transformed the organization, allowed them to stay in Milwaukee. His impact on Wisconsin sports is hard to measure. So Giannis makes our list. We are looking for 3 additions, no matter how you take that. Born, played here, college, whatever. We've got a couple of places to go here. We've got a couple calls weighing in on this one. We go to Greece. We go to Athens.
Whoa!
The producer of Thanalysis show, Thanalysis Live in Athens, happening this week. Tony Cartagena, TC, joins us on Summerfest Saturday. Tony, how's Greece?
It'd be nice if I was there yet, but I'm still at the airport. So sorry to disappoint you on that one. Man. Leaving in a little bit. Leaving in a little bit.
How's the recombobulation area?
Dude, you guys know what I look like. This is one of the first few times I've got through security without any issues. It was incredible.
I'm happy for
now
you.
I know what it's like to be out at Strouf Josh DiMaggio. Yeah, I mean, this is a new one for me. Pre-check and everything, I still used to get pulled out of line. So this is a win.
So, Tony, what do you got for us on the Wisconsin Mount Rushmore we are attempting to make here on this Saturday?
Well, I wanted to call in with 2 quick things. One is a clarification. So you said Badger. Does that include just like college athletes overall? Because as much as I would never root for these people, Dwayne Wade is the greatest college athlete to ever step foot in the state of Wisconsin. He beats out J.J. Watt. He beats out Melvin Gordon and Ron Dane. So
that's coming from a UW alum. That's heavy praise.
Yeah,
that's
I have a hard time arguing.
There are 2 people that did his job better than him ever, and their names are Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Like, Dwayne Wade's on the list, man. So if that takes over for the Badger spot, I would then go, obviously, Rodgers, Giannis, Wade, and then special shout-out, Susie Favors Hamilton, as an athlete, was like all-time world great, not even close to be competed with. So those are probably the 4 I would have round out, and unfortunately, none of my Badgers make the final cut there.
All right, good contributions from TC, Tony Cartagena, the Analysis Show, which you can find wherever you get your podcasts. Go ahead, one final thought.
Yeah. The real thing here is Strouf. Josh, why are you letting Josh be so mean to you today? You're talking bad about your song. You're talking bad about your athleticism. Like, what is Strouf? Stand up for yourself. What is going on?
I'm beaten down today, Tony. Evan Cohen, Jason Wilde, Joshy, Ashton, everybody's just firing away at me. I'm beaten down. We appreciate Tony Cartagena from the Analysis Show, available wherever you get your podcast and the ESPN Wisconsin app, for jumping on with us on his travels to Greece with a live Analysis pod happening out in Greece this week. Going to be a really neat event there. Let's go to Los Angeles now. How about Wes in L.A.? Wes, you're on Summerfest Saturday. What do you got for our Mount Rushmore we're trying to build?
How you doing? Thanks for having me on. Love the show. Wisconsin native. Miss a good Summerfest day. I'm going to put an old guy plug in for Bart Starr. I think that you look at the old Packers. They came in with championships before the Super Bowl, then they won the first 2. So it's kind of hard to if I look at Aaron, I was a big Aaron fan. If I put him against Aaron, he did his whole career here in Green Bay. He's got 2 Super Bowls plus additional championships, so he's got a long string. And he kind of was Packer all the time. He didn't shop the free agency because it didn't exist, but he was Packers through and through. And I think that he stands above probably Rodgers if you really look at it.
Ooh, okay. Good take. Interesting take by Wes there on Bart Starr, which we certainly haven't discussed at length. But that's where we get really tied up here, man. Because the Packers alone could have 4 quarterbacks on this Mount Rushmore, right? Or 3, really. Jordan Love will get there in a couple of years. A couple of years from now when we're doing the same show, Jordan Love will be in the conversation. Obviously not yet, but Bart Starr, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, all have really good cases to take the 3 remaining spots next to Giannis on our Mount Rushmore. So I plug for Bart Starr there.
What makes this debate as equally challenging as it is good is it's so difficult to compare eras and how that works. When you look at strictly resume, Bart Starr is as unimpeachable as maybe anybody we could even bother mentioning with accomplishments throughout their career.
Let's go to Tommy in Germantown now on the
Tommy.
Wisconsin athlete. One more time.
Tommy!
Hey guys, how we doing?
We're good, Tommy. How are you?
Hey, I got a quick question. Is this strictly athletes, or are we throwing coaches in there too?
Strictly athletes, Tommy. I only want to do athletes. So no Vince Lombardi, no Barry Alvarez, etc. Only athletes for this one.
All right, then if we're doing strictly athletes, I'm going. You gotta go face recognizable too. So that plays a part for me. Obviously, I'm gonna go with Giannis for the Bucks. You gotta go with Robin Yount for the Brewers.
Okay.
MVP, 3,000 hits, great career. Only with the Brewers. You gotta put him on there. Packer, I'm gonna go Reggie White. Sorry. You gotta go with Reggie because I think he meant so much to that defense, and he is still in the most favor for all the Packers fans like him, whereas that's not really the case with Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre as much anymore.
Totally.
And I feel like
and you're
people,
fourth.
if you put Bart Starr up there, some people might not know who that is. Where if you put Reggie up there, you're gonna know who Reggie is. And then for me personally, I'm gonna put Frank Kaminsky, leading the Badgers to back-to-back Final Fours. Lottery pick in the NBA draft. Didn't really have the NBA career, but great career with the Badgers. What he meant to that team. Could have gone Sam Decker, but I think Frank Kaminsky had the better career. Was there for 4 years. So.
Very good from Tommy. So just to recap Tommy in Germantown's list, he had Giannis Antetokounmpo, Robin Yount, Reggie White, and Frank Kaminsky on his Wisconsin athlete Mount Rushmore.
The interesting debate there with, obviously TC mentioned Dwayne Wade, who was extremely good here, led the Marquette to a Final Four in his time, is if we include post-college career in Wisconsin, it's Dwayne Wade in an absolute wash in terms of what he did in the NBA. But in terms of just their time spent playing for Wisconsin entities, I think that award would go to Frank Kaminsky.
Agreed.
In terms of better Wisconsin-based career.
Yeah, I think that's a good point by you. And look, I'm feeling very nostalgic today because just 2 days ago we were watching Frank Kaminsky and Bo Ryan and Sam Decker.
How did you do?
What do you mean, how did I do?
You were the DJ.
I was not the DJ. That ended up changing.
Okay.
I'd like to praise Alex when we have time at some point for his role, but I know now is not the time. But I would like to be nice to him on the air for this.
Thank you, Ashton. I ended up essentially being so Tony, who we just had on.
Yeah.
He kind of ran the whole live production. I essentially was his right-hand man. So I was running the video board. I was helping with some research and stuff to feed into Ben Brussier, not to get too in the weeds on this. But it was very good. It was very fun. Ben did a great job. Tony did a great job. It was a really cool event. It was very cool to be a small part of it, and just to see, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of Badgers fans, relive what is one of my favorite teams ever, that 2014-15 Badgers team, because they were so damn good. So that was a really fun night. But bringing up Frank Kaminsky, I think he has an interesting case, right? National Player of the Year. There's not a whole lot of those in Wisconsin. Ron Dane is obviously one of them in football. Alan Amitu, you brought up earlier, won the Heisman for Wisconsin way back in the 1940s. And then Frank Kaminsky, the only basketball player to win National Player of the Year. Let's go out to Bayview. Beanie in Bayview, you're on Summerfest Saturday. Give us what you're thinking for our Mount Rushmore, Beanie.
Hey, fellas. Yeah, great show so far. Yeah, so I'm in agreement with a lot of what's been said, so I'll keep it short, to avoid redundancy. But I want to advocate for one glaring missing person. Yes, omission, thank you. And that would be Hank Aaron. I mean, the true home run king. First 12 years in Milwaukee, not Brewers for that time, although he did finish his career as a Milwaukee Brewer the last 2 years. But, 755, that's the true home run record in my mind. Brought the only World Series to the city of Milwaukee. So I definitely advocate for Henry Aaron. So thanks for the call, boys. I appreciate you all.
Hand up, we missed that one.
I did mention him in passing.
Okay.
Because I do think he probably has a really good case for all of his accomplishments.
One of the best players in baseball ever.
Yes,
yeah,
correct.
yeah. We probably took too long to give him his true due there. I know my grandfather, if he's listening, would be very disappointed I didn't mention Hank Aaron earlier. But yeah, when you talk about home run king, you're talking.
Yep.
And baseball has that thing where their statistics and their career accomplishments mean so much more than even the NFL or NBA ones, where it goes back so long. They've been tracking this stuff for so long, and there's been so many people who's had opportunities to do it that haven't done it.
Coming up next, we finalize our list, and we see your ballots on YouTube, on the text line, and obviously all of you that called in. We have your votes. We are looking at the evidence. We are looking at the submissions. We are trying to figure that out. We're going to mull it over with some cheese curds and a pop. For Major Goolsby's, which you can get right here at Summerfest, Major Goolsby's is the place to be. Burgers, wings, and more. Make sure you stop by our friends at Major Goolsby's when you are here at Summerfest. Get all of your quick eats. And tell them ESPN Milwaukee sent you. Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf, roll on with you as we wrap up week 2 of Summerfest Saturday with the final list between me, Josh, and Ashy, who is on the Wisconsin athlete Mount Rushmore alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo. We will reveal our final answers right after this as we wrap up Summerfest Saturday live from Henry Meyer Festival Park.
You're listening to Summerfest Saturday across ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
People need people, whether in Junior Achievements BizTown, where students work together to run a city, or in the real world, where blood donors can help save lives. Join Junior Achievement of Wisconsin Anniversary for a mobile blood drive on Tuesday, July 15th from 2 to 6:30 p.m. at JA's headquarters near Highway 100 and Good Hope Road. While you're there, tour Jim's JA BizTown, where students take on real-world roles like CEO, banker, and mayor, learning how communities thrive through teamwork and leadership. Sign up today at wisconsin.ja.org.
Hey, it's Kyle Bruston Nortman's Brad Nortman. Ready for a fresh ride? Tsunami Express Car Wash is now open in New Berlin. Surf to Tsunami Express and enjoy free washes, giveaways, and membership deals during our grand opening celebration now through July 6th. Tsunami Express uses best-in-class technology, making washing your car fun, fast, and easy. After your wash, enjoy our free premium amenities like powerful vacuums and air for your tires. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com/New Berlin.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jane has 150,000 miles on her truck, and she's proud of that. Jane's secret? AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help her find the right parts. Jane's brother Josh only cares that his car starts and goes, but when it doesn't, he also goes to AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help with free services. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places that I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
This fall, there's only one place to be, Camp Randall Stadium. Wisconsin football returns with can't-miss matchups, including Maryland, Iowa, Washington, and more. From the first touchdown to jump around and the celebration of the fifth quarter. Experience the traditions and unforgettable memories that make Wisconsin football so special. Single-game tickets are now on sale. Lock in your spot today by visiting uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. Wisconsin football game day starts here. We'll see you at Camp Randall.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate, when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at discount liquor.
It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. There is no other party like Summerfest. Buy any one 15-pack of 16-ounce aluminum bottles of Miller Lite, Coors Light, or Coors Banquet, or any one 12-pack of Happy Thursday Spiked Refresher, and receive one free Summerfest ticket. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
See us for your free Summerfest ticket and check out our specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
This is Summerfest Saturday on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Wrapping up Summerfest Saturday live from Henry Meyer Festival Park. Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf hanging out with you for a few more minutes. Right here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. We've spent this hour sorting through the ballots, trying to determine who belongs on the Mount Rushmore, if you will, of Wisconsin athletes. Who is the greatest? Who are the greatest Wisconsin sports athletes of all time? Any athletes with Wisconsin ties? I've dug through the ballots.
You got the hiccups?
I do, yeah.
No, it's tough.
You could tell that quickly?
Uh-huh.
Felt like I fought through them.
Oh, I saw your body revolt.
Yeah, that did happen. I've looked at the YouTube comments. I've looked at the Carbless text line. We've taken your calls on the Carbless talk line. I've heard from Joshy. I've heard from Ashton. I think I'm ready to go for the final Mount Rushmore.
It's the big unveiling.
The big unveiling, and we will see how I did. The only issue I'm having is who that fourth name is. I could go college. I could go Olympics. I could go because Eric Heiden, man. Yeah.
I know we don't take those sports like the same vein as what we typically talk about here, but when you talk about going against literally every great in the world, in the biggest event in the world, it's hard to refuse, isn't it?
Hard to refute. Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, that was bad by me. I didn't need to correct you. My bad.
That's all right.
I'm struggling with that fourth name because, to your point,
I think TC made a great point with Dwayne Wade in terms of the sports we're more familiar with, and certainly because I don't know about you, I'm not watching a whole lot of speed skating aside from when I turn on the TV during the Winter Olympics. I'm not really keeping up with that. But it's hard to argue against 5 medals in one singular Olympics.
And I agree. I do have Eric Heiden on the list.
I think he deserves it.
Eric
with
Heiden.
a special shout out to Dan Jansen.
With a special shout out
world record setter.
Matt Hamilton, our teammate and friend.
Gold medalist.
Gold medalist indeed. Yes, Eric Heiden won an unprecedented 5 individual gold medals and set 4 Olympic records and 1 world record at the 1980 Olympics. That's one resume from one event.
Yeah.
Right? Like. That's crazy.
Yeah, that all took place probably within a couple days of each other.
Right. Eric, 67 years old now, and believe he still resides in Madison. Eric Heiden makes my list. We knew Giannis Antetokounmpo made my list. Who do the 2 remaining spots go to? We start with the Brewers and baseball. I went Henry Aaron.
Yeah, I think
home run king.
I think that's the right call. Obviously, Robin Yount was great. And Robin Yount also, and this is not to detract from his abilities and career that he had, he's also a really nice guy who's always around, which probably elevates him a little more. But when you think of Hank Aaron and what he meant to the game of baseball and still means to it,
right?
You can't really pick anyone else in good conscience.
I would agree with you on that. That leaves one final spot alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo, Hank Aaron, and Eric Heiden.
I think this is the toughest one by far.
And I believe this person is the greatest athlete in Wisconsin sports history.
You're going to say Aaron Rodgers?
I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers. I gave the final nod to Aaron Rodgers. You can even look at my paper, Josh. I had Bart Starr written, and I changed my mind to Aaron Rodgers. Look, I think 4 MVPs. I think the championship. I think the longevity. I think the records. I think of the consistency. I think of the dominance. Aaron Rodgers epitomizes all of those more, other than championships, than Bart Starr.
Yeah, that's the big lingering thing is the lack of more championships. I think it's probably a home run case with just 2.
Yeah,
for Aaron Rodgers. Because when you talk about Bart Starr, you talk about world championships and the numbers that you see Packers fans and the Packers organization flaunt. Without Bart Starr's contributions to that, the entirety of the franchise looks a lot different and less accomplished without him. But we are probably biased too. We watched Aaron Rodgers in probably the best time for anyone to be a sports or Packers fan, when you have that youthful exuberance about sports to a degree, where he hit us at the perfect time. I think Aaron Rodgers is fine. I think Bart Starr is fine here. And I also want to shout out Reggie White, because I don't know, even with Aaron Rodgers winning MVPs, I don't know if the most dominant form of Reggie White wasn't better than the most dominant form of those other players.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, Aaron Rodgers, Hank Aaron, double Aaron, and Eric Hyden. The 4 names I put on the Mount Rushmore list. Give us your feedback, 800-990-3776. This is not final for another 3.5 minutes, so we can still make changes if you deem that necessary. 800-990 ESPN is the way into Summerfest Saturday with Alex Strouf, Josh DiMaggio, live at the Gruber Law Office Sports Zone for just a few more minutes here at Summerfest. Joshy, it's been a good couple weeks for us here at Summerfest, would you say?
Yeah, I think this edition of Summerfest Saturday was better than last.
Is it because of the heat or lack thereof this week?
I think the heat played a factor. I also think we put together a better show. We got great interactions from the fans, which is always exciting. You know, you expect it Monday through Friday when everyone knows you're going to be on. People showed up and wanted to add their contributions to our Saturday show here, 12 to 3.
I would also add it was much better produced this week than last week. It was Will Summers last week, Ashton Rotman this week.
I thought Will did a fine job.
It was not Will last week.
Chris.
You guys are great at paying attention. It was Chris.
Oh, you know what?
We talked to Will's parents.
Yeah, we talked to Will's parents.
Yes,
that's why I got screwed up. You're right.
Yes.
Never mind. Last week was better with Chris. I take it back. It's better produced last week. Chris Larson, much better than Ashton. As
I agree.
You know. Ashton, how'd it go for you today back there? Did you enjoy yourself?
I did. This was a nice little Saturday treat to hang out with my guys.
Did we make it worth your while?
No.
Is your fiance, soon-to-be wife in 4 weeks, going to be upset at you that you cannot drive her and her bachelorette party crew around today?
No, they're on a boat. I've got confirmation. They're fine.
Oh, they're on a boat.
Yeah, they're on a boat.
Was the boat in the initial plans?
Yeah, I was potentially going to chauffeur everything to the boat because it's a BYO situation.
Oh, sure.
But I'm here and I had a lovely evening. Feels like it.
Yeah, it's
no,
not
I know.
evening.
It's what it feels like.
We call it the afternoon here.
It's a long day. It's been a long day here with you two.
Long day ahead because Summerfest is going to be bumping. Megan Thee Stallion, the headliner in the amphitheater tonight. The American Family Insurance Amphitheater. What do you know about Megan Thee Stallion, Joshy?
Not a whole lot, if I'm to be direct with you.
I know one thing and one thing only.
Don't say it.
Rumps are going to be shaking at the amphitheater tonight for Megan Thee Stallion. A ton of really good music, as always, here at Summerfest the rest of the day.
I really feel ashamed having to look out to the Summerfest patrons as you yell out, rump shaking.
You know what's going to be happening at the amphitheater tonight? Rump shaking. There's a large crowd in front of us currently. I think I'm going to get beat up in about 30 seconds.
I'm glad it's hard to see my eyes through these sunglasses, because if I was to make eye contact with any of these people, I'd probably start to tear up from embarrassment.
That does it for us today. We are back with you next Saturday for State of the Packers. Myself, Gabe Neitzel, Jason Wilde, live here at Summerfest from 12 until 3 next Saturday the 5th. And that's the end of Summerfest next Saturday, the final day. And we're back with you all week, beginning Monday morning. 7 o'clock with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've got Cards and Guards, I think, coming up next. Right here on ESPN Milwaukee.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee